It's upside down. There we go. Right. So that's us live-ish. I'll spam on Discord, let them know that we're...
Should be following you, but... Come on, load up already. There you are.
Let's stick that in there. We'll put that in there. And then we'll give people some time. I've got a couple of bits of fluff for them, so we can go through that. And give them a couple of minutes and see. Right, we'll best find the division, really, isn't I?
I can't get on Twitch, so I was gonna have the conferences too, so we could figure out who was in what conference, but can't get my Discord, so
I'll tell you what we can do. There's a way around this. Is there a way around this? There's got to be a way around this. Are you on Twitch?
yeah.
You got on there, right? Okay, so what we could do is
Pretty sure it was me, Chest, Beers.
what about, is it on the website?
Yeah, it's on the Discord. Well, it's on the, oh, maybe it's on the, no, I don't think it's on the website. But it's on Discord in the Playpool assignments.
Yeah, I've got that. But in the game, oh, we've got 13 people waiting for us to talk about these teams. Hello, guys. We've not started yet. We're just
yeah,
trying to sort out what we're doing.
We're super organized in this here area, so you know, just bear with us.
Rans can't get onto Discord because that's not working. We're starting with Fistful, which has our champions, and then we're going to go over to one of the challenge leagues. We are professional. Professionals get paid. We're over to the challenge leagues. Then we haven't really picked a challenge league, if I'm honest. So
No.
if any of you guys shout out that you want a particular one done, then we'll do it. How about that? If not,
Well,
we're going...
that makes sense though, because we're super professional. Of course we'd have.
Yeah,
You know,
Glowworm's saying get on with it, but I don't know what he wants us to get on with. We got to get on with something. Right, should we start this show?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Let's start with the Panda wants his done, but we'll do that in a minute. Right, so we're going to start with the Pro Fail League, as I called it, F4IL. That's the Fistful and the Iron League.
There's only one team that's going to fail in this league, okay? There's only one.
Well, we have got... Should we start with our reigning champions?
Yes, let's do.
Let's do that.
Let's look at this team.
These guys are the champions. They have a tree. There was a thing last season about teams not having trees.
About trees. Yep.
And
what happens? You get a tree, you win championships.
Yeah,
so.
Trees win championships. It's official. Trees win championships.
The proof's in the pudding, guys.
Yeah. So this team looks very different to what it was last. Wow! look at that catcher. He's got 461
Oh yeah.
magic
Oh, yeah.
points.
Greased up deaf guy has been around this league for way too long.
Wow.
I mean, he's got moving up, moving down. I mean, he's been injured. He's been. I don't even know, man. This guy has been around forever. Like, just look at his stats.
105
Like,
games. He can't be that good. He only picks up MVP in 1 in 10.
But he has 124 touchdowns in 105 games.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
he
and
does his thing.
He's catching one a game, but he's only injured 3 people.
Oh, he doesn't punch very often.
No, casualties inflicted. Or injuries. Which one's which? I don't actually know. Injury is what he's caused, isn't it? And casualty is what he's taken.
No, I think they're both the same. I think casualties are like injury. Like injuries are like KOs and stuns and shit. Or stuns too, right?
This dude has passed for 300 yards.
Yeah.
That's more yards passed than some throwers will do.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is kind of a monster. He's awesome.
Injuries are armor breaks. So he's only broken armor 16 times.
Well, I mean,
3 caused casualties. 3 casualties and 2 KOs out of those armor breaks isn't bad.
He's only doing punching someone like once every other game.
Yeah.
He really just runs away. That's what he does. He runs away.
Yeah, his job is score points, win championships. That's what he does.
Yeah.
What else does he need to do?
Rez has been on record stating that he's playing this team until Greased Up Deaf Guy retires.
There's some of his
or dies, whichever comes first, retirement or death, whichever one comes first, and then he's going to reevaluate. But.
Looking over his results from last season, some impressive numbers there. So anyway, what's going on? The tree. It's all about the tree. Tree men win championships, and this guy's a beauty. Plus movement.
Buttons is disgusting.
Plus movement, that's all you need. Once he's got plus movement, he's done. Although
but then now he's
block, break, tackle. Yeah, they're not very good, them skills, I don't think. On a loner tree man with what else? You got war dancers that do things better than he does. Why would you break tackle? But grab is great for.
That's an Adu 6. That's an Adu 6 cage dive.
Injuries at arm break, Scripture said.
Strength 6.
Yeah.
It's an Adu 6, strength 6 move. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's.
And I don't know if you know this, Buttons has been around for a while. 87 matches.
Wow.
He's kind of a local celebrity. Lots of people have tried to cut him down, chainsaws and everything, but he just stays around.
He's broken armor 151 times.
Oh yeah, he's a monster.
But he's only killed 4 people. He's not the most aggressive of trees, I suppose.
He also likes to stay still. He doesn't like to move often. The championship game, he rolled take root 3 times and rolled a 1 all 3 times. until overtime.
Yeah. So yeah, he's.
I would like to point out this nasty iPad on the team.
Where we're looking.
The war dancer.
Oh, return of the iPad. Let's have a look at this.
He's pretty nasty. He's got
mighty blow, tackle, sidestep, dauntless, piling on a war dancer. That's Glowworm loves war dancers with piling on because he gets to foul them just after.
Well, here's the deal. Like, I think Rez piled on once in the entire game with that thing. Like, he doesn't leave it in the area where it can ever be fouled. Really.
No. He's only scored 9 touchdowns in 37 matches with 2 MVPs. So he's just out for hurting people. 35 casualties. Wow.
Yeah.
In 37 matches. That's an impressive stat for any player, I think. So yeah.
37 matches, 116 armor breaks in 37 matches.
So he's got 9 rostered players.
Yep.
They're
not as they're pretty beat up. I mean, they're not as beat up as some teams.
I do think, from experience, I talk more than anything, but I think with elves especially, if you are winning a championship, you throw everything you've got at it and deal with the wreckage that's left after. In which case, he's running with 2 loners, and he's got this bust-up lineman with strength 4. His days are numbered, I think. But
I don't even think he'll start the season.
Well, he's missing the first game, but
yep.
Strength 4's a nice safety piece, but he's quite slow. Armor's busted. Yeah, he might be on limited time, I don't know. 2 loners are great for the front line with the tree, so you can't argue that. He's got everything else he needs. 2 ward answers, 4 catches. There's dodge all over the place.
Blodge and Raj everywhere.
Panda's asking, why is he not have 11 active players? Now, he's the returning champion. Anybody in the Pro League, from random term otherwise, carries on with the team that they had last season. So in this case, this is what was left from the last season.
That's also CL. So any returning team, period, if you've played a season in the CL or Pro and you come back, you don't have to have 11. You just have to be under the TV cap.
Yeah,
it's only new teams that are required to have 11 active players.
Is that the TV cap with loners added? So in this case, he'd have 3 loners, which is 210. That's what, 2010k TV.
Which he's under the TV cap.
Yeah, so it would include those loners, would it?
I've never run into that problem, so I don't know. Like this season would have been the first season that I was even close to TV cap, and then my team got decimated. So
what is the TV cap?
1970 plus your whatever your bonus TV is.
Time served. But Glowworm's saying that returning teams don't need 11 players, otherwise we'd lose some of the best teams as they can't stump up the cash for the returning champs, for example.
Fun fact: back in like season 1 and season 2 of the MML, returning teams did require to have 11 players, and there were some teams that didn't make it back in because they didn't have 11 players. So
indeed,
it used to be a rule that they realized was probably not the best rule, so they got rid of it.
Well, as far as teams go, this is looking... Hi, Thunden. This is looking like a tasty little team still. Yes, they've got a few missing. They are the defending champions. I think all eyes are going to be on them. See how they do.
I think as far as the Wood Elf team goes, there's nothing real super special on this team. You know, like Grease Up Death guy's cool and a good player and all that, but
yeah,
I think it's mostly the fact that Rez has coached these guys for
a long time,
almost 15 seasons. You know, like
yeah,
forever.
He knows them inside out.
Yeah,
he knows them inside out.
So it doesn't matter. He could probably do well with just journeyman and Grease Up Death guy.
But the thing is, a rookie lineman or a journeyman lineman wins games still. He's not like he's a journeyman from another team. They're still an elf.
Journeyman elves are great. Yep, journeyman elves are great. So I mean, he's not worried about journeyman. He's probably played most. I think one season he came in with 11 and he was going to buy a bench or whatever, and then lost 2 in the first game. And he's like, well, so much for a bench. So much for a bench, you know. I mean, he's pretty used to playing with journeyman.
The thing is, he's packing 2 rerolls. Once those are gone, they're all journeyman anyway.
Right.
Because you've got no rerolls.
And he's got... Yeah. Well, and I'm pretty sure, he likes hiring them. I'm pretty sure Ellendrill, the lineman that's injured, was once journeyman.
That's interesting. I'm looking at his catches. He's got 2 wrestling catches. That's very interesting.
Yep.
And dauntless.
He's kind of... So, if you look at the build that's Grease Up Death guy, this is the res growth. Okay, he's got sure feet and diving catch on him, which sure feet's alright, but diving catch probably not the best skill. But then you can see how he's built his. Yeah,
I mean diving catch is depending on how, especially with agility 5, it does mean that he could pass a square to the side to avoid an interception or be out of range and still get the ball. It's also
bad,
like
not as optimal.
No, it's almost a poor man's Nerves of Steel.
Yep.
So you can be in 2 tackle zones there. When I was playing Wood Elves a long time ago, I took Leap instead. I didn't take that, and that allowed them to get out of issues. But I didn't have the agility either. So yeah, interesting team. Interesting team.
All right, should we move on? Are we just gonna keep going over, like just gonna
yeah,
keep
let's
slide in?
I think we're looking at the Norse next, are we, Chase?
Oh man, the Norse. Ugh.
Let's have a look at the picture. The picture tells it all. What's he got? He's got them all. Yeah. I don't want to look at these. These are going to be horrendous.
I think this is kind of cheating. He's got a very healthy Norse team. It doesn't make any sense to me. How is this happening? How does he go?
What's
yes, I did, Magoo.
Cool.
That was our first team.
Yes. 2 good Elf Werners. They've both got their block. They've both got oh, started with Mighty Blow. That's interesting. In fact, one of them's a legend. Wow, we're seeing the legends this time. What's the Elf looking at? The Yeti's looking tidy. Runner. Oh, a movement 9 runner, agility 4. That's disgusting. That's brilliant.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yolo is this is a team that has been around for a long time. Chase took a break and went Camry for a while, but he brought them back, and now here they are. And they're
well, this runner is packing 47 matches, and he's legendary material. That's impressive going.
He's also a transfer, so he hasn't been on the solo savers for that many teams. So
we got a busted lineman here with 1 strength down. I can't see him playing a game this season. Surely not.
Oh no, he'll probably be fired as soon as the first game's over. But you know, he's still got that's the thing. He's still got a bench right now. He's still got 12 players going into the first game. He's pretty fairly healthy for what he's got. I mean, he's got a team. His team is built really well. You know, he's got some foulers.
But this is it.
The Norse will foul.
That strength 2 guy is a good fouler. The lineman on a Norse team, some might argue, if they don't pick up guard, you get a couple with tackle, which he's got, and the rest you just recycle. Because they've got everything they need. 1 runner's perfect, in my view. He could do with a second berserker, depending on personal preference, but otherwise the team's there, it's built, it's done. What injury is that berserker carrying? Yeah, let's have a look at this. What injury has this guy got? That's a niggling injury on his berserker, but he is a blodger. Yeah, niggles on armor 7's not pleasant, but blodge covers it a little bit.
Oh, smashed knee too, man. He used to be a good berserker until he took an arrow to the knee.
Indeed. Yeah, that's a tidy little Norse team. It's got everything it needs.
It's TV efficient too. He's still got some room to grow.
Yeah.
Towards the cap. That berserker is a liability. Yeah, you might think that, but I'm sure he'll replace it eventually.
But the thing is,
Norse, you don't really want to fire things.
No.
87 at all. You don't really want to fire things until they die, because
I think as well, you look at that berserker, he carries a lot of experience. He doesn't have another berserker. He's 40k in cash. Maybe he'll pick up another berserker, get Mighty Blow or something on it, and then trade him through. Because if not, he's putting a lot through these 2 Wolves and the Yeti to remove players.
Yeah, that Yeti's just nasty though. So
Fire Talker's saying that he won't live through the season. I'd be surprised if 20% of this team lives through the season.
Well, they lived through last season. That's the thing, is they came out healthy last season.
Yeah, well, Norse come and go. The Armour 7 Norsemen come and go. Valhalla's the end of the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's a tidy team. I know we've only seen 2 teams, but if anything can beat an Elf team, it's a Norse team. They like punching on elves. And this team's got enough tackle to deal with it. That Berserker, the Mighty Blow, and tackle, the 2 Elves with tackle, that could upset. They crushed Mago.
Magoo is Magoo's in his conference they played last season.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at the Necros.
Oh man, this team.
Low TV.
I don't want to play any team in this. They're low TV because they've been pretty much decimated pretty well.
Wow, where are they all?
Yeah.
Well,
And
first...
it's just, if you're listening to me, you need to organize your team page, man.
We had this, yeah, we had this last... We're going to put out we need to put out some sort of campaign to get people to organise their players, because look at this. You can't go from a white to a zombie to a flesh column, and then white's down at number 10. What is going on?
And then a zombie, yeah, I don't know. Maybe some people like the numbers on their players, you know. Jess gets really into his team. This team's been around for a long time. They used to all be named after rom-coms, but he's only got...
maybe...
Looks like he's only got the one left.
I'm seeing here that the whites are 0-1 and 1-0, so there could be something there. I'm clutching straws here. But
yeah.
If Jess watches back, what I'd like him to do is give us some team fluff as to why they're numbered the way they are. Because it doesn't make sense. We had this last season.
It's triggering me, man. It's making me not happy. But he didn't... Did he bring in a... He usually brings in a nice little transfer every season, but it doesn't... I don't know if he did. Maybe that...
Don't know.
White fur... He brought in Glumtouch White fur.
Fire Talker's saying about organising the team and blue screening. If... hello, Ali. If you organise a team after losing a player in a game, it will. So out the screen, out the team, out the game, back in, you can reorganise and it should be fine. That's my experience. I could be wrong.
That's
hopefully,
my experience too. I don't have trouble organising the team unless it's right after a game. So
flying visit from Ali. Hopefully I'll see you at the Welsh Open if you're down again. If not, I'll see you at the next one, my friend. Yes, back to this team. 10 men, no cash. There's a problem.
He probably made a transfer. I'm assuming that White Fur is a transfer in this season. I'm trying to remember, but I don't remember. Triple H was the wolf for a while, and his died. So yeah.
Yes, he can raise zombies. He's got the 2 werewolves. He's got 2 whites. He's got 2 flesh golems. One is missing a game only. It's nothing major.
No ghouls.
No, he's playing with no ghouls.
I don't think he likes them too much because they always die. I know he had a rookie that ended up dying last season. So,
he's got this guy here, White Fur.
Yep. Agi 4. You know.
Yeah, he's 0 years of his career, it says here. So he's played 7 matches, and he's already agility 4 block. I bet you that's a transfer. Cause
I'm almost positive that is the transfer.
Yeah, so. That sort of play, that guy's been in training.
Well, if you look at the team, though, they have lots of... I mean, even without ghouls, they have a lot of Agi 4 to carry the ball, a lot of quick guys. They have some very fast... They have a very fast zombie. I don't know how he's got so fast, but...
Well, I'm looking at Lowell, who's movement 9, strength 4.
Oh, yeah, he's a monster.
Hi, Bezo. But where's that zombie? Movement 5 zombie, that's peculiar.
It just seems like... You know, if in a total game sense, it seems like super bloat. But Jess likes his stat ups, if you can't tell.
Yeah.
He's got them all over his team, so...
Bizarre. So, yeah. Cheers, Ali. Yes, so... They, in my humblest of opinions, might, looking at what we've got, face a little bit of bother. But we got the rest of the division yet. So let's move on to our Chaos.
Oh God, the Misfits, another team that's been around forever.
The Misfits. Oh, we're missing a player. Are we missing a player?
What do they have?
Oh, Beers is being touted for the champs. Oh, he's Jess just lost a playoff game, champ, whatever it's called.
The champ ladder. We call
that's
it
what it is. Yeah,
MML, but,
I was confused with words and stuff. 10 minutes ago, sad times.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, that is a bummer.
All right, so what do we got here? Another team that's not organized. Imagine that. It's semi-organized, but we've got them in order. They're just.
I want to just say. Chaos, I don't really do Chaos. I don't... who's in the chat with us? Rand's in the chat with me. Chaos, I can't bring myself to play Claw, Mighty Blow, killing teams. Yes, there's flavour in this with the tails and stuff. I love it. But it's a simple team as well. I mean, you look at this, it's hard to mess it up because you've only got two positionals. You've got the Chaos Warrior and you've got the Beastman. But even then, Beers makes it look like it's messed up. I don't know what to say.
Right? That's my point. Like, leave it to Beers to do that. Like, dang,
how?
Man. Ulo is like the worst player ever, Burzo. Don't even give him any. Ulo doesn't need to be.
Let's have a look. We're going to put Elo on the big screen.
Ulo should be dead.
How many games has this boy played? 80 games.
He's got leader, so he's actually got 2 rerolls with leader, Burzo. But it is.
Chloe wants a Mino.
Close.
I don't think he needs a Minotaur.
Beers used to have a Mino. Dude, Beers had a nasty Mino for a long time. He ended up like it got niggled and he kept it around and he ended up, I think, it either died or he got rid of it. But he came into the league with a Minnow and he really enjoyed it, but he did get rid of it. I think that's I don't know if he'll ever get one again. I mean, he's at 1990 TV right now, and he's, you know.
Again, he's one player down. He's got 10 players on the thing. And here's the thing, see. He's packing a bunch of guard, a whole bunch of tackle, a whole bunch of mighty blow.
3 claw? Two or 3 claw?
1, 2.
It's hard to tell with this unorganized.
Yeah, he's got 2. Okay. One on the warrior, one on Ulo.
Which is, like, that's how I play my Nurgle, you know. But I mean, he's got more guard. Like, look at all that guard. Like,
yeah, I think you know, I have to agree. 2 claws probably enough. 1 in the making, and then it's guard, because claw won't win you games. Guard will. Claw helps. Don't get me wrong.
He's got lots of tail. I mean, he's got a pretty good team to play against the Agi teams. Good thing the whole play pool is bashed except for like one team. His ball carrier is Kettle 1. Strength 4, sure hands, extra arms, blodge.
Agility 2.
Yeah, but it's extra arms, so he's Agi 3 sure hands.
Yeah.
But my guess is Oops. Is that Oops or Dops? Is going to become backup ball carrier. Oops is going to become backup ball carrier.
Well, he's got blodge, isn't he? I think I saw. Sidestep's a very nice skill. Sure hands maybe on that, and you've got a nice little carrier. Very nice. Beerzo's saying 2 of his favourite coaches in this division, Jest and Beers.
They're great. Yeah, this is a good division. I mean, with Rez, Chase, Jest and Beers right there, you have 4 of like some of the longest people that have been around in the NFL.
Yeah.
Not the longest, but they've all been around since as long as I've been around, and I've been here since like season 6. So
yeah,
it's not Agi 2 though. He's got extra arms.
He's got the extra arms. I think he is a player that will suffice as a ball carrier for now. He's as good as anything else in the team until a replacement is built, I think. If Oops is going to be the ball carrier, movement 7, that's a good idea. He only takes a normal skill. I think he's got 7 points. 7 points, and that's extra arms ready to go. Very nice. So yes, let's move on. Let's talk about the main man.
Let's skip this team.
Let's talk about Rand and his. Look at those beautiful creatures. Did I play you in the Challenge Cup that we played recently? The with all the crippled players.
We played. Yep.
Where did we win?
Cup, yeah, we played.
Was it the semi-final or the final?
It was this. I don't remember. Did I end up winning?
No, I won.
Or no, I lost. I lost to you. It was the semi-final because you went on to the finals, right?
Right. Yes. So. Yes. So Nurgle, look at these.
Team. My
Well, you
poor,
say
poor
that.
DWT.
You're
What
gonna
happened to them,
cause...
Burzo? You happened to them. You girl.
See, I'm looking at this, and I've looked at the first 4 players, and you've got tails on the first 4 players. Yeah, tentacles. And you've got
Tentacles on the first
elves
3,
to deal
yeah.
with, but you've only got one elf team to deal with, so that might go against you. Because I don't think others are looking to dodge away in a hurry.
You know, I have found that tentacles helps against bash a lot too, because when they try to reposition or if
Yeah.
I'm, you know, so it's definitely helped.
What's with Lord Flu? He looks like he's seen better days.
He got injured in the semifinals of the Challenge League, and I was gonna get rid of him, but then my killer, if you notice, I have a lack of a killer Pestigore. He died, and both my other Pestigores decided the MNG. So I really need this movement 3 Lord Flu. That's gonna be a terrible thing.
Yeah, he needs stand firm and front line duties, really.
Yeah, I'm definitely RJ saying only big jerks overstack skills on only a couple of dudes. I'm definitely a min-maxer in that area. I fired, so right before the final I had a Rodder level up, and he got doubles. No. Yeah, he got doubles, so he would have got whatever he wanted. I just fired him. Didn't even give it to him. Just fired him. So I don't like... I fire all my skilled Rodders. I have one Rodder with a skill, and he's been around since a long time. Liver failure, I think, since like basically game 1. Let's see how many games he's played.
See, now here's the thing. Blood Bowl, in its own right, is a skill game in its own right. We get that. We was talking about... He won the European Championships recently. Glow was one of the refs, and we was talking about players checking each other's rosters rather than the refs doing it, because let's be honest, if someone's cheat, they can cheat between rounds, and I've never known it happen. So that's a skill in its own right, checking your opponent's rosters in a tournament and tabletop style. League play brings a whole different dimension in it, and TV management is part of it. And I think, you know, if you've got the cash to be able to say that rotter's gone, I'm bringing in another one, then yeah, that's TV management, and you've got to do it. If you're only running 2 Pestigores because you feel 3 or 4 is poor management, that's great, do it. And
no, I wanted I had a 3rd one, and I'm really regretting firing my Rodders and buying new ones because I did not have enough money to replace the dead Pestigore. That Pestigore was level 6. He had block, mighty blow, claw, pylon, tackle. Like, he was a monster.
And the other thing you got to think of is you're closing in on spiraling expenses. What are they at 1750? And once that happens, gaining cash is hard to replace Pestigores. So trimming those rotters serves long term, really, for that side of things. So I think that's a skill that's quite often not spoken about, talked about, or even neglected. TV management. Some people call it min-maxing.
Well, Glowworm, I'm probably 100% buying Loot Grip in my first game because
yes,
I think he's
carry the ball.
The only ball carrying hero or thing I can hire, unless I want to get like a level 2 Pestigore, which doesn't seem smart. So I'm gonna get 200k pretty much in any game, no matter who I play against. And I'm not going to let a Rodder without skills carry the ball. So I think it's going to be Loot Grip.
Panda's asking about liver failure and his skill. He is the dirtiest of players. 21 matches.
I wish it tracked fouls. Does it track fouls?
No, it does track that he's called inflicted 11 injuries, 2 being KOs. And he succeeded with 11 blocks. Now, I'd like to think some of those are fouls because you're not blocking 11 times and breaking armor 11 times. If so, sign me this player. I need him.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he hasn't done anything as a. He hasn't done anything as a blocker at all. Pretty sure all of his armor breaks have been stuns.
Well, we've got a shout out now. RJ's just saying about what challenge group we're going to do. I know somebody said they wanted a league. I wasn't sure which one. And RJ's saying, can we do his, and he'll mic up and join us. So we're wondering
I might have to step out to get my for a minute anyway, so it might be good to have someone else come in.
Yeah, Randa's Randa's got issues going with his water pipes, so I'd rather not be doing this on my own because it's good to chat. So if anyone's available, wants to join us, mic up, join the group, let's go.
So I'd like to point out one guy.
Okay, let me go back.
If you notice, all of my guys are named, and they all have names after diseases, except for one Pestigore, and my rotters I don't care about. But one Pestigore, who I hired week 2 of this season, just to get me through the season. You know, I was going to fire him and hire and bring in a transfer, and he ended up rolling, you know, movement. So I was like, cool, I'll keep him around. And then he got doubles and he's got dodge. He's only played 9 matches.
He's got a miss. He's got some busted ribs.
Oh,
They'll
yeah,
be all right.
was courtesy of Burzo. But I mean, that guy right there, I hate it because he's named. He's got a rando name.
Gish,
I wasn't
Gish
able to keep
Noors.
him. Yeah. No, and now he's around.
Right.
Fire, I should be fine. I'm just gonna use a blow dryer and melt the water out of the pipes. I should be good. This is a normal thing, I guess. I just forgot to keep the water running. But
So yeah, as for the challenge leagues, let us know what you want to do. I know we need to be looking at doing 2, possibly 3 tonight. Hi Gio, with 2 or 3 tomorrow night, and then we're finishing off Sunday, ready to Monday kickoff. That should be all of them then.
If I leave, I won't leave for long. I mean, I might make it back before the end of the. So I'll probably just leave right after this one real quick, and then be back as soon as I can. So.
Bizzo, good luck. Stay safe, my friend. Don't do anything stupid. Bizzo's dashing off because there's a fire. What a hero. Respect to you. What respect.
Did Glow? I just saw what Glow said. He said other coaches fear me. I don't think anybody actually fears me. I'm not sure that's the truth. If you look at my stats for this Nurgle team, it's not very.
Let's jump back onto those.
They're not very spectacular stats. Granted, it did take me a while. They now have a winning record. They didn't have one coming in, but.
No, I seem to recall it wasn't the best. It was almost 50-50, wasn't it?
It was worse. I won 6 games this season, so I won 8. So I was 18-20. I was actually under. And so now this season I won. I only ended up going 8 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. So
I think sometimes fear doesn't come in the way of whether you win or lose, but it's what's left on the pitch.
That's the thing, is they shouldn't fear my team. So this season we broke the record again for the most KOs from a single player. Coffee is going to have the highest KOs. See,
is that the all-time record?
It's the CL record. Yeah.
Wow.
16 in a season from one player. He got 16 KOs. He only had 3 injuries this whole season. So my team doesn't hurt people. Like, I think we ended up killing one guy that we killed. A rotter. We killed a Chaos Warrior this year, and that's it. So my team doesn't hurt things. We just knock out. We had like 82 knockouts or something like that.
Yeah.
So I always tell people when they have inducements against me, I was like, don't buy Appos, buy Babes. And I think it was Momo, or maybe it was Stolzy. He ended up buying 2 Appos and didn't use them, and he had like 5 knockouts that didn't come back. And I told him, I was like, you should have bought Babes, you know. So.
Right, should we press on to the next?
RJ, he's dead. He can't break any more records. Yes, let's go.
Momo.
Oh, another team.
They
did play the Plague. So.
Momo McPhee.
Momo. I don't even want to look at this team. Can we just?
I love this guy. He's a Welsh guy living in Canada. It just is. How does it get any better?
Do you see his roster though? How does it get any better?
I'm looking at this. The first thing that jumps me, out on me is he's got 14 players. It's like he's put them all in a pack of cards and just given them to his small child walking down the street and said, just throw those in the air and pick them up somehow for me, and that's the order they're going to get their numbers.
So he's exactly 2070, which is the maximum TV a team can be, because it's 1970 is the cap, and then 100 bonus TV is as high as you can go.
Here you go, Rand. Here you go, Rand. There's newsflash here. RJ has said if you kill his wolf, he'll buy you an ice cream.
Well, I tried. I played this team in the Challenge League semifinals, and beat them, but got really lucky. But yeah, I tried already. I killed I hit the wolves multiple times, and they just don't die. They're both really annoying wolves. One's just super fast, you know, blodging, agi forge, side or diving tackle. I mean, it's stupid, right?
Well,
strength 4. Like,
Fartaker's asking, did he make this in creation mode? In which case, this white's got an injury, just so it looks real.
Just so, yeah, right. This team is, that's Momo though. He likes to play patty cake farm.
Yeah.
He likes to play against no foulers, and he you know, not that I have anything against that. I wouldn't bring that up for no other reason than that he does that, you know.
Yeah.
So
played him.
He had a pretty cush drive in the farm to make this team, and then he came into the challenging pretty well off. I mean, this is their first season or second season. I think they've only played 14 games or something like that in the league, and they've played 42 games. How many games? Let's see, 37. A lot more. They played like 50 games, but only 14 of them have been in league. So he had a pretty cush job of it. But it's a beautiful team, and he plays them really well. He probably should have been in the finals of the CL. He probably should have beat me, but he made a mistake.
Should have, could have, would have.
Well, he threw a ball on turn 16. We didn't need to, and my guy intercepted it, and then I scored and took it to overtime and won.
But it's no different to, like I said, talking earlier when we were looking at your Nurgle, the cup games that we played with the injured players. I honestly think I didn't deserve to win a single game in regulation time, and I was lucky to get to overtime in one or two of them. Sometimes the dice just needs to land good for you. Yeah.
And Momo's a very, and when I say that he had a patty cake farm, I don't mean to take that away from him as a coach. He's a great coach. Momo's a great coach.
Again, we were saying,
his team well, but
yeah, and we were saying before about TV management, and in this environment where you are allowed to farm a team to 1400-ish TV, and we'll have a look at mine hopefully tonight. The coach can build the team to roughly what they want, give or take doubles. They can also bring in players to what they want. So if you know that you're looking to replace a player, you farm up the perfect player to draft in. That's part of the skill of playing in the MML and playing in these leagues. And it's not to be sniffed at. It's to be, if you get it right, it could be the difference between winning and losing, because everyone else can do it. And if you don't do it properly, if you rely on what other people have done, then maybe you're missing a trick.
No, and but if you look, Glowworm points it out. He's got 14 players. He's got 4 rerolls. He's got 4 rerolls. This guy's not going to fail a lot of stuff, and he's going to be booting people, and it's going to be. And I don't think anybody wants to play this team.
No.
I don't see why anybody would want to. Like, even if his claw doesn't work, he's still going to have fouls. He's still going to have. I mean, it's just everything around you. Like, and he's not going to have. You're not going to get his bench taken care of. He's going to always outnumber you or have a full team basically. It's just ridiculous.
Well, Glow's asking about stadium enhancements, so he's avoiding throw rock and kick off. Get the refs cancelled, so he's not picking up bribes. But it also means people can't use bribes against him from inducements. Throw rock obviously is protecting key players. So yeah, there you go. That answers your question. I'm not sure what I would use if I was Necro. I'm not really sure what I'd use for most teams, if I'm honest.
Well, if you're not sure, Squig Sandwich Kiosk is pretty much like always a good go-to.
Yeah.
Mostly just because you don't want the other team fouling you, and throwing a rock can be the most annoying kickoff event to ever be happening, like ever. If your star player dies turn 0 before the game even starts because of a rock, like, it's the worst. So. Well,
we played in the World Cup tabletop again. I was using Necro, and going into the very last game, I'm 4-4-0 across the weekend, and I'm playing Undead. throw a rock, and that was my flesh golem dead. No, it wasn't.
See,
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was my mighty blow wolf dead. Failed regen. Gone. So he plays his first turn, and he blitzes my flesh golem, who's in the wing, with a mummy he'd put in the wing, which I thought was really poorly set up. And you know, I thought, oh, I've got this. If this goes, even with the wolf down, he hits the flesh golem, knocks him down, breaks armor, dead, failed regen. Well, maybe I'm not going to have this game anymore. And it was still close. I did lose the game. It was still close, but I'd lost 2 players before I'd even rolled a dice.
When that happens, like, I mean, death is a thing, but if you can do whatever you can to prevent it, so that's why I think this kiosk is a good one, you know.
Yeah, and like Glow said, with a 14-man roster, he can take a game of attrition, have a couple missing, still be okay for next game. He can leave,
foul still too. That's the thing. He doesn't need bribes.
Well, he might decide to leave the rookie ghoul on the bench. Excuse me, and then stick some boots in with some zombies.
Yep.
Buff up his defense that way. When are we planning to do DVC, WAC? Are they pros or challenge?
They're pro, right? Is that pro? I don't remember.
I'm just looking
Either
now.
It's gonna go. This is a pro, so we'll do a challenge league next, and then we'll do a pro after that. So it'll go like pro, challenge, pro, unless we end up doing 2 challenges back to back because
we will be doing challenge. Yeah, we will be doing challenge next. I know Carrot's on his way home to join the chat, and then unless we've got any requests, we'll do it. And we've got time tonight, we'll do it tonight. If not, it'll be on tomorrow. And the idea is to go with the flow, and you know, if someone says, "Can you do this one next?" we do that one next.
Yep, and that's why we're doing Carrots next, because he's going to be coming home.
Yeah,
it's probably right about the time he'll be home in about 20 minutes. He's leaving for work at 15. He says it's. And that'll be about the time we're almost wrapping this up. We still got a lot to go though, so we're not like.
Well, we've got 2 teams left to discuss. We'll move on to the Orcs in a minute, and then we'll have a chat about who we think is going to win and lose, and we'll take it from there.
Now that you mentioned the Orcs, I'd like to point out that both teams that played beat in the playoffs this year are in their play pool together. First round, we played these Orcs.
You played these Orcs in the first round. Let's have a look at them.
Of the Challenge League playoffs this last season.
Yeah.
So both teams that played beat in the playoffs are in this play pool. That's kind of funny.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, look at those Black Orcs. They're a bit busted up. That's not clever.
He's got... he gets kudos because he's got an organized roster.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I don't know why there's 2 gaps between the thrower and the blitzer, but he could maybe move the blitzers down 1 and move the thrower down 1. But that said, I don't put gaps between my players because there's 4 for that, and then so on. But you know,
I like to have 1 gap between positionals. You know, that's how I like to do it. 2 if I plan on hiring another one. So it's but this team is very good.
Yes,
this team's built well for Orcs. They've got plenty of Mighty Blow. They've got plenty of stat ups. I mean, and Goon is a good coach. So
yeah, we've also got a nice amount of tackle on the blitzers, which will help out with against the wood. This sort of team, as a wood elf coach, as an elf coach, I hated playing Orcs because they're hard to break down. The armor 9, the strength 4 wall, and then the blitzers seem to be able to have all the tools they need to deal with elves, and these will deal with the Norse relatively well, I think. Their undoing is going to be the claw teams, and there's 3 that we've come across.
There's 3 claw teams, and I think if they can stay healthy through those games, they'll be all right. I think they match up. I think he'll struggle against the Wood Elves just because they're slow.
Wood Elves are Wood Elves.
He's slow. Yeah, Wood Elves are Wood Elves, and he's slow. He's got 3 tackle, but I mean, it's just. Yeah, we'll get into that more, anyways.
Yeah.
It's a really well built team though. The Troll's nice. The thrower is. I am not a fan of Orc throwers, but that thrower is a beauty. So.
Well, we've just had calls for the rookie Orc. He's thrown 6 blocks in 3 matches. He's got a job to stand in the way and get hit and be hit and assist where needed. Let's have a look at this thrower.
The thrower is, yeah. I'm not a big orc thrower fan, but that guy
See,
can do some damage.
yeah, I like orc throwers. I think movement 5 to movement 6 on the blitzer, people say, but if you're moving 6, you're leaving the black orcs behind. You shouldn't be that far away. They come with the sure hands. Accurate is something I personally wouldn't do ever. Agility plus is nice, but you've still got no one to throw them to because the rest of the orcs are orcs. A kickoff return block, yeah, I get that.
Kickoff return is a very underused skill,
yes,
I feel, and it's so valuable.
Massively
especially
helps.
On low movement. Like
yeah,
low
dwarf orcs, dwarf and orcs, very much.
Camry needs it. They, you know, there's a lot of teams that can benefit from it. So.
Hey, the drunken monk, how you doing?
I mean, he's got a lot of strength. That's the thing, is this is a very, very tough team. Like, if you don't have a lot of guard, which we haven't seen a lot of guard, other than the
well, yours
Misfits,
was packed.
they have a ton.
Yours was packing 6, was it? No, it's the Chaos was 6.
Yes, Chaos had 6, and that was, and he has 5 when he's healthy. He's got that black
yeah.
that's out. Courtesy of me, you're welcome. Whoever gets him first game.
Yeah.
But it's a very well built team. So.
Yeah, and I think, well, we'll get into the matchups later, but I think the Chaos are gonna do a number.
Yeah.
We got some special L's for those kids of yours, Drunken Monk. Right, let's have a look at our dwarfs. Do you know?
Oh God, this team.
That's the response of dwarves, but it is nice to see a dwarf team operating in the top tier because they function so poorly at the top. But these boys are on roids. They're not dwarves.
Magoo is a very good coach, and he had a very rough season last season. He almost got relegated, I'm pretty sure, because, like you said, in the higher TVs, dwarves just seem to
they dwindle away.
Struggle, especially against Claw and all the Claw. You know, I think he's got a good team though. Very well built. Lots of. He's got a movement 8. He's got a 1 turning dwarf team.
This is it. I mean, the plus movements make them better. They are still movement 4 as a unit.
Yeah.
But those movement 8, movement 6, they make good sweepers. They make good safeties. You know,
he's only 3 pushes away from a 1 turn too. Like that's the thing. Is like he's got the ability, and he's only 4 SPP away from a level. You know, who knows what he's gonna get then? Jeez. He doesn't have block.
Missed playoffs.
He doesn't have block?
He missed. No, he doesn't. He missed playoffs by a week 7 loss to Rez, who went on to win the thing.
Okay, maybe you started off. Did you start to see that? Maybe I just stopped watching but he, yeah. I mean, Magoo's great. I played him two seasons ago, and they beat me. They beat Plague 2 seasons ago, and then made pros. So seems to be a trend. This play pool is a lot of teams that I played before, so it's gonna be nice. Be a good one.
Dwarf Giant said he played them in the pro games. What was the score? Yeah, V-Power is saying that the movement's amazing. The cage doesn't have to move as far before the runner can score.
Yep. Yep. I mean, they only need to move up, not even halfway up the pitch to get in the scoring range. You know, which is something that dwarves are not used to being able to do. You know, so it's pretty awesome. Awesome.
So they got 8 guard. I think I counted. They've got block on all bar 1 player. They've got a bench. They've got a little sprinkling of blodge in places. They've got mighty blow. They've got the stand firms. They could possibly have a little.
I really like the diving tackle coupled with the tackle on there. Like those diving tackle is one of my favorite skills, and he's got 2.
Yes.
Which is beautiful. So.
Yeah, they're very nice
too. Yeah, a couple piling ons. Like it's a pretty rough team.
Yes.
Let's just say I hope I don't get these guys week 1. So.
Well, let's talk about the tips then. Who is going to win in this division?
Oh God, it's really rough. Hard call. I mean, this division is gonna be close. I think Rez, as long as he plays, I mean, Rez has always been, until this season, he's always been a regular season hero. His team's always been regular season heroes, where they've gone multiple seasons where they don't lose a game in the regular season, and then they lose in the playoffs. You know, and he took it all away. It's repeating is going to be tough, but as long as they stay healthy, I think Rez will probably end up. There's not a lot. I mean, he might struggle against Dwarves, but he's had a history of not doing that. I just think that the stop rolling ones is probably going to take it. Followed closely probably by the Chaos or the Dwarves, depending on how they do against the class. So.
See, now my tip for the top, I'm going to have to say the Wood Elves, and here's my reasoning. In this sort of league, with all this bash and all this grind, there's going to be draws, and Wood Elves are either winning or they're losing in this setup. The losses they can turn with the one-turners into a draw, but they're looking at wins, and that's going to separate them from the pack. Don't think they're going to win all their games. I think that's a big ask, especially with this setup. But I think with this meta of the league, the claw doesn't bother them, so that's wasted TV on many a team. I just think they might have the slight edge. The biggest threats are probably the Norse and the Dwarves. Possibly.
If my tentacles work, I think I will have fun against the Wood Elves. But
the Disturbing Presence more so. Disturbing Presence more so. Coming in and looking at 7, I'm going to go with Momo and his Necros. They've got Claw to deal with the armors, and when they get numbers, they could start sticking that boot in. I think
Momo's a good coach. I mean, here's the deal. I think this is going to be a tight play pool that is won off of like 12 points. You know, I don't think there's going to be a lot of points scored. I don't think there's going to be there's going to be lots of draws. Which is why I think Rez is probably going to take it, because you're right. He's unless he gets some bad dice and he takes losses where he should take wins. He's going to get wins or losses. He's not going to have many draws.
I mean, he's packing 4 catches. He's still got the pace to score if 2 go down. If linemen go down, so be it. It doesn't matter. They can be replaced. He's got the tools to be able to get through the season. Will he win through the pros after, through the playoffs after? Different question. We're not interested in that. But I think he's got what it takes to win the league, and I think the Necro's going to be second for me.
You know, and it's hard. Like, I say Beers, but then I think Magoo has a chance if he stays healthy. Serious Jest is a great coach, one of the best. And his team's pretty good. I mean, Chase is a great coach, and his team's stacked. I mean, really, honestly, I think 7 of these teams could easily take the division.
Yeah.
So I think Plague's going to get relegated, but I think I'm losing game 1. I think no matter what happens, and I just think it's going to be a rough go from there. So,
question is, who's finishing bottom?
Plague. I
think the Orcs.
See, I was going to say it's going to be Plague or Orcs. I think we'll be fighting for relegation. No, nothing against Colorado. I just think this is a bad play pool for his Orcs. And lots of good coaches.
Dead guy. Right. Glow's telling me by the Welsh Open, which is the 3rd of February, that greased up dead guy will be dead. So where's he play for? Is he the?
He's the 400 SPP catcher on Stop Rolling Ones. The 105 matches. I don't think he's gonna die. I thought he was gonna die 3 seasons ago, 4 seasons ago. We thought he was gonna die. You know, he just doesn't die. So
what we're saying is, by the end of this season, 7 games, because That's 7 weeks or so. That guy will be dead. That's the bet. And we're talking dead or we're talking injured, Glow. We need to clear this up. We need to clear this up.
It's got to be dead. It's got to be dead. It's not going to work.
Dead.
Because there's no way, no matter what happens to him, he's not getting fired.
No.
Reds will never fire him, no matter what happens to him. He's either going to retire from old age or he's going to be dead. So that's
because
the
this is it.
Things.
The guy is what's the lifespan on a player these days? Because the guy is close to retirement. He's played 105 games.
12 seasons, right? And isn't it after like 9 that it starts rolling for retirement?
How long's a season? Or a year?
No, I don't know, but it's 12 years. I don't know. But he might retire soon. So
that's what we need to know. How long is one season? Because
1 year of a career, certain amount of games. Well, we can do the math. What's 105 divided by 12? We can kind of figure that out.
I've got that here. We're looking at 8.7. So that's 9 games roughly a year, give or take.
Yeah. So 8 or 9 games.
So he's saying off the roster, but. See, I won't take that, Glowworm, because I think he's going to retire partway through the season. I think he's going to retire mid-season, and if he retires mid-season because he's that close, then that's a no-go. He could retire after game 1. If he's a zombie somewhere, then I'll take that bet. If he's dead, I'd take that bet, because why not? But I think he's going to retire. I don't think he'll sack him.
I would take the bet as dead too. I don't think he'll be dying.
Yeah.
So that's an easy one.
This is it. But yeah, I think the reason go on.
Go ahead. I think this play pool is going to be rough. It's going to be 7 weeks of pure just death and destruction across the board. I mean, even the Wood Elves are deadly. So, like...
Yeah.
I mean, like, they get a hold of someone and they get some dice. I mean, that piling on War Dancer can do some damage, as we've seen. So, see, V-Power killed him. The Vamps killed him, but he got saved.
There you go, Glow. I'll take that. If he retires, you'll buy. If he's not on the roster at the end because of injury related, then I'll buy. How about that? But I think he will see him till he retires or dies.
So,
but my reason for the Orcs is there's too much claw, there's too much guard, there's too much stuff that they don't like to play against. They need to get in people's faces and fight. They're playing teams that can do that just as well back. Now, I think on paper, 70-80% of the teams they'll play in a fight, they'll come off on top. But we're talking attrition now, and we're talking about moving straight from Necro to Chaos to more Necro to Nurgle to Norse. That's going to have its impact, and that's why they're going to finish near the bottom.
I have a kind of a wild card question for you.
Yes.
So, Plague Inc.'s going in without any Pestigors. You know, we're just going in with Rotters and Nurgle Warriors.
Only for one game.
If you were the coach, for the first game. So if you were the coach, what team would you want to face first, and what team would you not want to face week 1 without your Rotter and Pestigors?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players. You missed 2 Pestigors. See, now, I would not be wanting to get into a big fight that's going to impact with casualties and stuff, because attrition's not really in your favour without that bench.
Yeah.
But I don't know. See, if you end up playing with Magoo's Dwarfs, not a great match, but the strength could see you through. He's slow, so you could grind out for a draw, or possibly the Orcs. If you want, you do not want Cirrus Jet's Necro, because the TV's too low. You want to be able to.
That would, I think, Jess would be the worst matchup, because I wouldn't be able to use my inducements. I think Momo is a bad matchup. I don't want to play Momo. I don't want to play the Misfits. I don't want to play Chase. Like those three teams, I feel like it's got to be the Orcs or the Dwarves.
The other one is, bizarrely, and hear me out on this, is the Wood Elves, because they haven't got a bench. You're packing loners, they are packing loners. You've got TV in your favour because your loners cost less than his loners. If you can do a number on him nice and early, couple of casualties come in, that could work in your favour. You've got enough tentacles to tie down players that you can say, okay, I'm killing this game, we're taking a draw, or even cause an upset. If you think you're likely to lose against them anyway, then that's a good first game to get out of the way, take the loss, get it in the bin, get your players back and be fresh and ready for the 6 games of slog that you've got coming up.
Yeah, and that's why I think I want the Elves first game.
Yeah.
It'll probably turn into a loss. I might be able to get a draw out of it with some tentacles and disturbing presence work.
And let's be honest. Right now, we've got Glowworm just joined us. Right now, we might have. But if someone offered to you right now a draw against the Wood Elves, you'd take it, wouldn't you? At any point in the season.
100%. Yeah. Well, at any point, but I mean, I think if I play him game 2, I want to win that game, and I think I could with. Yes,
you're almost in, yeah.
So.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, hello. Yes, we can. Good. How are you?
Living the dream. Yeah.
And I agree. I think we all agree. Even if I don't win the game, I won't probably lose too many players or any. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think someone's saying about the ages and number of games, and they said a year is 8 games, I think. Where'd they say that? And I think I read that they retire after sort of 10 and percentages start rolling. So
yeah,
I'm
they
not
start
sure.
Rolling.
So that guy's retiring soon. I don't think he'll see the season out for one reason or another. Yeah. The Wood Elf catcher.
He could stay forever. I mean, as long as he doesn't roll the retirement, right? It's a roll still. But
it is, but doesn't it get something ridiculous in the end?
Yeah, it's like
No, 60. Oh, so. No, somebody's saying a retirement of 33 seasons or 33 age, 100% retire. Every 8 matches equals 1 year of age. At age 31, there's a 40% chance. So what
age do they start at?
This is it.
How old do they start at? Do they start at age 20? Because if they start at age 20, Grease Up Deaf Guy's 32, and he's only one season away from retiring, or 1 year away from retirement.
And it's all down to when that ticks over, which I think could be in 1 or 2 games' time. Anyway, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. I've just chucked my controller on the floor. Hang on.
So yes.
Right. So let's.
This is going to be a great play pool, and if you have the chance to watch some games from this play pool, I would highly suggest it.
And
a lot of great coaches. So.
What I'll say to you now, Rand, is if I press some buttons, what have I done? I don't want to do that. Whoa. If you need somebody to host games, give me a shout. If I'm about, I'll by all means do it, because I think that's going to be awesome. a fun one to watch. And for the guys that are out there watching these games, if you want to get better, it's definitely worth doing, because you can see and think, well, I wouldn't have done that, or he shouldn't be doing that, and you can pick up and learn. And or if you're Glowworm, you'd be thinking, I'm going to foul him. Why has he not fouled that guy?
See, and that's how I am. That's how when I watch other matches, like I would foul that guy, but I don't see it because I foul I probably average 2,000 a game in all my games that I play. So
Yeah, I'm not a massive fouler. I mean, did play last night. Was playing around myself and Daparana, a friend of mine. Glow knows him, and Lizards, Dark Elves, and I'm playing Dark Elves, and his Crocs was there, and I thought, do you know what? I don't have players to spare, but that's a Crocs. Kicked him, and he was dead, and it was like, that's a win. That's a win, and it was a win in the end, but it doesn't always go that good. It doesn't always go that good. Right, where should we go next? We want to pick up a challenge.
Now that Glow's here, I'm going to step out to go see if I can fix my frozen pipes, and I'll be back when I figure that out. So.
Right, so what we'll do then, we'll go to ACE and TNA, that's my division, while we're waiting for Carrot to come along. Then Carrot can jump in and we'll do his after, because that seems like a good thing. And then he's for the whole lot. And that way Glow can criticise my team and help me out. So providing Glow's in, we're looking at ACE and TNA. Let's go. Neither have I. Planning goes out the window in this. We just make it up as we go in. Do you have? We have got facts that people. If anyone's messaged me, I've got facts. I've got them on here, and I'll have a look as we go through. So let's look up Dwarf Giants first. Dark Elves. You know Dark Elves, Glow. You know Dark Elves. You're ranked higher than me in the Dark Elf leagues, aren't you? I don't know, I haven't used mine for a long time. Hello Cavalier. Right, we're looking at Dark Elves, the Infinite Darkness. 1490 TV, 11 players, and I see a big problem already. Where's all the... Oh, Rand can't hear you. You need to change your settings, I think, so that it's shared. He's hanging on. While he's hanging on, we've got 11 players. We've only got 2 Witch Elves, so where's all the blitzers? 110k in the bank, 1 reroll. 1 reroll. He's got armor down on this line, which isn't clever. Agility 6 is sweet on a lineman, I won't lie to that. And it looks like dodge and sure hands. So we've got a ball carrier. Any ball that... I can hear you, Glow. I don't know about the guys out in the ether world. I think if you go to share, in there's settings and you have to send that out. So witches, someone's just went, witches are on borrowed time. With only 2 witches, they have to become... I can hear you still. I don't know about the group, Glow. When you can hear, guys, let us know. Only 2 blitzing pieces, which are the witches. Strength 5, Strength 4, carrying them for so long. This guy with an injury. A niggling injury on an AV7 piece. I know she's Strength 5, but something's going to... If she goes down, somebody's putting the boot in. The other one, Armor 6, borrowed time. Strength 4. Yeah, these are interesting pieces. This is it. Yeah, she goes down. She's... No, Dwarf Giant's in the chat. He's saying he had to get TV down for first season and the witch deserved a shot in the league. That's a fair comment, but where's your blitzers, man? Where's your blitzers? Don't get me wrong.
Right,
they are...
I've just been told everybody should now be able to hear me.
Can everyone hear Glow? Give me a shout if you can hear Glow, please, guys. I think they're beautiful pieces. I think without the blitzers, which are the workhorse of the team, they're going to be isolated. Runners and blitzers are on the shopping list after a reroll. Yes, you can. It's not good, but you can. They can hear you. There you go. Spotty dog. Cavalier saying this team is nuts. It will either do great or get broke. I don't know what to say. I'd be worried personally. As a Dark Elf coach, I'd be worried with that.
I like it.
Yeah, I know
I
you
like
do.
it.
Just
I'd
because
like
you're...
to see more skills I'd like to see more skills on his linemen, but then again, look at him.
Yeah.
5, 5, 5. There's 3 there. 3 passes in one game. He's got 3 level ups.
Yeah, you look at that other lineman, 14 points. He's due to go up. Yeah, he's got a busted armour.
You stick him on the line till he dies. He's a dark elf lineman.
Yeah, I think what we're saying is if this team farts in the right direction, it picks up 4 skills. And that's massive. That's almost 100k in TV straight away there.
Is Dwarf Giant in the chat, is he?
He is, yeah.
I can see him.
He had to fire the blitzers for...
I think he's been really clever with this team. I think coming in at 1490 with that many players, 1 game away from leveling up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's been really clever with this team.
Well, let's have a look at the next one. Who are they? Is it Girth? Girth? I haven't seen my division yet. I like what I see from the, this is an undead team. Girth 08. 1720s. That's dangerous. I don't like that. Oh, look at those injuries on players. Are they niggles? It's like opening a Christmas present, this, seeing what injuries people got, isn't it?
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah. Ghouls have both got niggles, which is great. Everybody likes to see that. Oh no, one's a movement down. It's an old pro team. An old pro team. Couple of zombies with block, tackle, block, both movement downs. 1720, undead. Undead are always undead, aren't they? Strength 6 mummy, that's a problem. Well, it's not, because I wouldn't hit a strength 5 one playing Dark Elves. So, strength 6 to me...
Block mummy, is he?
Yeah. Strength 6 block mummy.
I might have sold him to him.
You sold that, did you?
I think if it's the one I'm thinking of, I sold it to him at the farm.
Tankman the Elder. Oh, really?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, his first skill up were a double and he got block, and his second skill up were +1 strength, and I'm pretty sure, and if Girth's in the chat, he'll probably confirm or deny this, that he made me an offer for him straight away, and I said, yeah, I never planned on taking undead into the CL, so I sold him that, and I got a lot of stick off people for selling him that mummy.
Yeah, I mean, Dwarf's just pointing out it's a very solid team. He's got to play it like I have. It's a solid play. 2 niggle ghouls. That I like to see because they run more risk of dying quicker. Yes. They're both sidesteppers. One's got guard, interesting. And they won't regen.
I like guard on my. Any double on a ghoul is going to get guard straight away on my team.
Oh, I totally agree. Especially a sidestepping blodger.
Both got guard before they got block.
Yeah, I think.
And they'll just use it until they die.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Having a niggle guarder is the bit I'm concerned about, but yeah.
The only thing I'd like to see on them is, as they've got guard and their blodgers, is maybe fend.
Yeah.
As well as sidestep. Fend sidesteps a devastating combination on them.
See, now I thought the only thing you'd like to see on them is your boot off your fouling player, but.
No, I'm a big fan of ghouls.
Yeah, I know, like you like your ghoulies.
Because I can make them into zombies, can't I?
Yeah, this is it. This is it. Right, let's move on. Stolzy's Chaos. I know Stolzy couldn't be with us here tonight.
Oh, that's a shame.
He's told me I need to be
awful, just skip them completely.
Well, he's told me I need to be careful about reminding him that I beat him last season or whenever it was, when he was gloating about being a Challenge League champion. Because I got promoted earlier, because I'll probably lose this season against him. But what's he got? He's got 2 Strength 5 Chaos Warriors, some block, a little bit of guard. He's got a Minotaur with tentacles and claw. He looks filthy.
He's got a Beastman, and is that number 5 and number 10 are both 1 point away from leveling?
Yeah, number 5's got an injury, but number 5's not.
No, number 6 and number 10, sorry.
Number 6 is, and number 10 is, yes. Let me just, for the chat, I'm just replying to a friend request so they can join the chat group. That's Carrot. Add to friends. There we go. Okay, there we go. He should be able to just join our chat if I'm right. So, yes. Yeah, I know you did. You're always welcome. Always. So, yeah, he's got a couple that are close to level. There's Carrot. A couple close to level. Number 3's not far off it. Number 1's not far off it. So, yeah, you're talking a good game, and these are going up.
I've got to say, Andy, I like this. I like seeing teams that have got some nice... I mean, 1460 is very lean. Even for CL, it's a very lean TV he's coming out there.
But
and he's got 2 or 3 players. If he survives his first game, he's got 2 or 3 players. Like you say, he could have 60 or 80 TV onto that after the first game and have some absolutely fantastic pieces.
Yeah, but
and of course, now he knows what else is in his group. He can think, actually, you know what?
This is what I need.
Sure feed on that. I'm going to take tackle instead.
Yeah, that 1460, don't forget, will become...
I like that. I've got to
1690.
I hate to say nice things about Stolzy because he's an awful person. He's an horrible individual. But I have to when he listens to this back, he'll swear at me. But, but I have to say, I think he's boxing really clever with this one. I do. Think
he
he's
is.
boxing really clever with this one.
Don't forget that 1460 becomes 1690 when those 2 players come back. He's down 2.
So he's still going to be. I mean, what's the average for this division? What are the other ones looking at? What's the cap for CL?
CL's 1400 for new teams. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 at 1410 or below. You've got a 1460, a 1490. The 1460 is Stoles. Shaky's got 1570.
Yeah, I still like it. I still think he's made it. I still think he's punching very clever.
Yeah. Well, Carrot.
All joking aside, he's a good coach and a nice fella as well.
He is good.
Yeah.
I believe Carrot's just joined us. We're in the ACE where I was waiting for you to get home. We'll do this one and then we'll be moving over to yourself. So by all means, join us. Perfect. Right, so yes, that's Stolzy. I think you're right. He's gone in punching lean. He's going to be the team that could bully others, and that's why Kai's like it, isn't it?
Yeah. I think if I were in that division, I'd want to play his first opponents after they played him.
Yes.
If you know what I mean. If you played him first, I'd want to play you second.
Yep. Right, so let's move on to Shaky Dog. Carrot's just jumped off a sec. He's sorting out his headset so he can mute the kids and stuff like that. Shaky Dog and his Chaos. Yes. 4 warriors. There's no Minotaur. 13 players is nice. No injuries is nice. He's got, 1, 2, 3, 4 block. 5 block. 2 guards, a little bit of claw. They'll do the job. This team.
I'm going to give him a bit of a kiss of death here because I'll tell you now. I've played this guy in farm on a couple of occasions, and I'm going to mark him as one to watch.
This guy?
Him as one to watch. His positioning play is very, very good.
This is it, yeah.
So even he has got a lack of skills, and I think that might hurt him this season.
This team's about building for next year.
Shaky Dog is one to watch for, moving forward.
He's played, 10 games total, 7 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. He's building for next year. He's not building for this year. Yeah. His biggest downfall that we've seen so far will be Stolzy and what damage Stolzy does. Get through that game, and judging by the rest of the division, there's a load of chaos in this. Who knows? It's not a pretty place for chaos to be.
The thing is, when you get this much chaos, it becomes who gets to receive first and how much claw have they got.
Well, this is it, and the beautiful thing about playing 4 chaos now is most of them are not developed enough to have all the skills they need to ruin a team. They'll have 1 or 2 skills. Yeah. Yeah. Should we move on?
Yeah, move on by all means.
What I'm saying, we're going through this division a lot quicker than the pros, but
yeah, that's because I'm not Rand. I don't have an informed opinion.
it's not just that the teams themselves don't have development. They don't have history yet. Stoles is the only team with history so far.
This is it. This is everybody. Oh, this team's got a great tradition. Well, tradition starts somewhere. Tradition for Shaky Dog starts this season.
Yes.
Yeah. And Dwarf Giants just come in, and thank you very much for backing me up on that. He agreed. He's a good coach. He is a good coach. And like I said, what's this rubbish? Who's this?
Who?
What is this? I can see.
What's Dark Elves?
Card elf. Oh god. In the valley of bad puns, you would be king, my friend.
Thank you very much. I learnt from you the best. So, tell me what you think about them boys, my Dark Elves.
Well, I can't see any skills on them at the minute, so they look alright.
Are you not doing on your PlayStation as well? You watching it through the Twitch, aren't you?
I'm watching on Twitch. I'm not running through PlayStation.
Fine. There we go.
You can move it. You're in control here, Andy.
I've never been in control before.
Unfortunately, yes, we can.
We can hear you.
How you doing, Carrot?
Good. Can people hear Carrot? It's in the settings. Have a chat with Glowworm. His boy just did it for him.
No, my boy did it while I were eating chips.
Oh right.
Or fries, as you call them, Carrot.
I think if you press the share button. If you press the share button, in there you've got something to do with sharing your microphone for all of it, including Brarkels. Including the broadcast, sorry. It's all in there.
Yeah, we're working on the Carrot situation, gentlemen.
Oh, so, Dark Elves. Both the Witch Elves have got wrestle. One of them's wrestle tackle. Which is this?
That's number one, is it? Yep.
Number one, wrestle tackle. There she is. 6 matches, 2 passes, 4 catches. So she's been farmed, 5 touchdowns. She was about getting those skills. I wanted wrestle tackle. That is my agility hunting. Ball hawk, if you like.
Nice. Nice.
The other one was going the same route until she ruined my plans and got movement plus. So she's movement. Thanks, Fire Talker. Movement wrestle, which is nice for any witch elf.
The great thing about wrestler course is you can choose whether to use it or not. The only issue is with Armour 7, it's dangerous to give a player wrestling and then decide not to. But
blitzers, blodging, they weren't priority going through this because they are what they are. Yes, I would like blodge on them, but with limited team value, having block on all the linemen bar the Garda. The Garda was a pain in the arse and a reward at the same time because I don't like guard on naked pieces.
The great thing about Dark Elves that everybody looks at Dark Elves and sees the witches, but 7, 3, 4, 8 block for 100k.
Yeah.
It's an absolute bargain. The Dark Elf blitzers, in my opinion, are amongst the best in the game.
But there, I mean, the lineman there with all that block, essentially it's 4 other blitzers, albeit a bit slower. Get those at skill, then I've got 4 more blodgers, and all of a sudden I've got a nightmare for any team.
Hang on a minute, Andy, I'm going to drop off a minute.
No worries. Still getting booed because they're the Card Elf Devils. So that's my team. Let's move on. Where's my Chaos TAFE Tigers? Now, I played these boys last season. I played them with my vampires, so it'd be interesting to see how they developed and where they're at. I swear I played them. Yeah, 1 reroll, Apo, Minotaur with his claw. He's going to cause problems for teams if he puts players down. Was Carrot eaten by a rabbit? I don't know.
whereas Carrot's disappeared. Perhaps he's been ambushed by a parsnip, which is a purely English joke.
Yes.
Can you all hear me?
And we can hear Glow, and I can hear Carrot.
I can hear Carrot.
Yeah.
Basically, for everybody watching, Carrot said Andy's is a disgusting team and he should be banned from the MML completely.
Well, I haven't got a team over for 1800 in the fam.
So, and he's got a Minotaur, good lad.
See, Geo has said if the Dark Elves get their positioning right, they could be unstoppable. You've seen my positioning, Glowworm. That means they're going to be very stoppable.
Mate, they've probably stopped already.
Yeah, they're going backwards.
They're more like tree men.
If anyone's watched my streams, you'll know my positioning needs work, shall we say. I'm never happy with it.
This is where Andy and I would differ on Witch Elves. I'd only ever give one. I'd only ever give one Witch Elf wrestle. Because of laying down 130k a player at Armour 7, when there could be some idiot like me lurking around the corners, just a bad idea. However, I have to say he's a better player than me, so he's probably right and I'm wrong.
Well, Fire Talk has come up with some numbers for those that like numbers, that the 1 in 9 happens around 1 in 9 times. Mind blown.
I think you'll find that if it's 35%, it usually happens 60% of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. But the double one, it always happens. That's almost 80 or 90%. So anyway, let's talk about these tigers and not statistics and numbers. These I've played these, I believe, with my lizards and I believe with my vampires last season. Last season, I'm quite sure I was 2-0 down, and then dice turned, and it all went great for my vampires, and I stole a win.
I think I've played against these as well.
Yeah, you did. I think you did. He's a great guy to play, Big Badger. I can't fault him for 1 minute. I don't know if he's playing uphill with these boys or what. He did only have 3 warriors and one of them was strength 3, so at least that's changed. The
unfortunate thing is this guy with movement up got Mighty Blow before it. If he got the movement up first, I'm pretty sure we'd have seen sure hands on the movement 7.
Maybe. Carrot's having problems with his audio broadcast. Well, what we can do, Carrot, is we can look at that and do your division another time. We've still got tomorrow and Sunday, and then there's a hope we can get you in, because that would be cool to have coaches in for the division. So yeah, I mean, he's a great guy. I enjoy playing him. 6 wins, 6 draws, 27 losses. He stops the riots and the pitch invasions. Yeah, fair play to the guy. Fair play. Let's have a look at what's next. Overkill. Chaos. More chaos. Right. What's blow drying the pipes code for? Right, Chaos. These are a bit better condition than last. I see extra arms here on the little bull. 4th year's crease, got Blodge, extra arms and 2 heads. There is an elf on Void straight away. He's going to do whatever he wants.
2.
Buckle my shoe.
Obviously, I've got a little bit of a delay. I think players 3 and 4, if you're looking at it, they're 1 game away from possibly skilling up. Yeah,
you need a casualty and a pass or something like that. And number 5, there's 3 players that are close to his level.
Yeah, so again, coming in at 1400, nice and lean. I've not played against this team. I don't think I've played against this coach.
I don't think I have. What's his statistics?
He looks like he knows what he's doing.
Well, he's got 239, which indicate that this team is straight from the farm, and they've been farmed, which I've got. I've done that myself. It is what it is.
Yeah, but sometimes you're happy to take a loss if you can rack up some cards.
Yeah.
Let the guys run past you and score and keep racking up the cards. Not that I'm suggesting that there are any uncompetitive farm games, because of course we all know that every farm game is of course competitive in a line with
Yeah, and Panda's pointed out that number 6, the little ball, is the most interesting player. I'll bring him back over.
Yeah, his problem's got if he runs up into a big team first and he gets one or two key players out, he could have issues with that.
Now they're saying that he's a TT player, tabletop player, and he's good. He's new to the league. Well, I'm going to just exercise my right, because I've got a MacBook in front of us, and see if he's on the NAF site.
And while you're doing that, I believe I got my audio sorted out now. People should be able to hear me.
I can hear you. Can the chat hear Carrot?
Can the chat hear Carrot? That's the question. I can't find him.
Do they want to hear me? That's the important part.
Yes, I think we have some love. They hear you.
Hooray.
Hey.
So yeah, I mean,
that second hit's just weird. It really is.
The team for me is, it's not for this season. Again, it's for next season. But Chaos have to be doing that.
I don't know. He's got 3 rerolls. He's got 3 players away from 1, maybe 2 matches to pick up skills. I think a lot of it, and you can say this for any team, a lot of it depends on the schedule, and doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you're right. There are
no easy matches. There are some matches where you're probably going to pick up less damage than others, shall we say.
Yeah, and I think this team is built with next season in mind. But you know what? Let's have a punt this season as well.
I like it.
I do.
I like it.
As far as Chaos go, I like it. Which brings us on to our last team, which I think I haven't looked at yet. Is borderline upsetting me already. Oh my days! Oh my days!
Come on, Andy, bring it up. Let's have a look at it.
It's up. I'll let you have a look at that for a minute. 6 ogres.
Now, I've played a lot of farm with Cookie. Really solid guy. He started out making a lot of real small errors, well, large errors. He was appling snotlings and stuff like that, but I had some talks with him, and he's been playing with me, and he's been getting increasingly better. He's pretty decent ogre player. He's still got some stuff to learn, but he's a pretty solid dude. Well,
I've got, if you can give me the mic for the moment, gentlemen, a little bit of a story. And we always like to focus on the fluff. It written during his lunchtime, so sorry for the length. It's all about big hearts and small fluff. Being an ogre coach can be boring when you're not being chased by a mob or being put to use as a makeshift wall, a roadblock, or literally being a bouncer. Ogres are not that intelligent to take things literally. Just as they sit and don't do much. One day, a rookie Blood Bowl coach saw a small chance to try something different and also do his bit to change people's view on the ogre community. This has got to be beautiful. I love this. He saw the potential in ogres as blockers, mobile walls, and in the same cases a ball carrier, and their friends the snotlings, as we know them. Some people call them noblars, but they will always be snotlings. I lost my place. As weak but as nimble ball carriers after some practice, and they're good to throw. Hence the big hearts small were created, and after a few games played together, the coach saw potential and sneakily put them up for the league, not thinking for a second that he would get in. And what do you know? They did. I don't hate to burst a bubble, but I think you apply, you get into this league. They let me in. The biggest aim for the coach is to have fun, and that has come down to the players. They are very much learning the team with the coach, and who will make mistakes, and players who may or may not do as they are told. Glowworm never does as he's told. Do not worry about that. With the coach and the team's ability, winning one game or at least drawing one is the main aim. And after seeing the TNA and Ace team pool and the others great coaches, that might be too high apparently. After a few of the teams have skills they have learnt in previous matches, an ogre who can throw, one who is blocking down to a T. There are a couple of snotlings that just do have a little bit more about them. So the big hearts, small, have arrived, and let's see what happens. So that's Cookie in a nutshell. From a take from that, a new coach, welcome, hope you enjoy it. He's got a guy looking to throw. Let's have a look at him. Am I on my own? Has everyone disappeared?
No, I was just letting you tell your story.
Yeah.
Have a look at number 5 for me, please, Andy.
He's up there. He's got strong arm, and he's got break tackle. You don't tie this.
And he's got an agility 4 Snotling.
Oh, let me have a look at this.
That's real similar to the trees that I would use when I was playing at Halflings. Break tackle is really good because you need to be able to get out of those tackle zones to be able to make the throws.
Now, see,
because no loner.
That's exactly where I was going. I don't do break tackle on big guys, as you know, but these don't have loner, and therefore it's viable.
So it's 2-2 pluses with a no loner player, and then an agility 4 Snotling. He won't last long, but I mean, give him sprint or sure feet. If he gets to another skill, and you're a long way closer to where you need to be.
And you know,
it'll be fun till he's not.
Yeah, the thing for me for this team, I mean, he's got 2 rerolls. He needs more rerolls. We know that. Noblar's come and go. Snotling's come and go. Random Man, this is his new favourite team. The agility plus has tripled the value of that Snotling, which is absolute crazy. But I see where he's going with this.
Yeah, I was looking and thinking, why is he carrying so many cheerleaders and assistant coaches? But of course, it's rerolls on the kickoff. He's hunting for rerolls on the kickoff, isn't he? 1390 again. He's probably going to be, but is he about the lowest TV in the league?
He is the lowest TV. Yeah, he's the last team to review. Now, for me, you look at the ogres. You look at these ogres, Glow.
Yeah.
2-2-4. So one of them's a casualty away from going up. 2 of them are an MVP from going up, or 2 casualties. Snotlings. Do you know what? I don't want to say anything against Cookie, but Snotlings come and go. If they go up, it doesn't matter because they're going to be dead after.
Snotling, if it's first skill, you give it diving tackle. If it gets another skill that's a normal, you sack it and rebuy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless they get something special, but don't get attached to them. But no, I get where you're going. I like this team. I like this. Go on, sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, I get where Hugger's coming with that. A lot of his ogres are real close to leveling. He's a couple double rolls away on those guys, getting a couple more with block, and he'll be in a really great position if he can come through with that. If not, then he can go, another direction with them. But even 1 or 2 with block puts you in a much better position than.
Right. Would you take another 2 or 3 with block? Here's a question for you, and the better ogre players than me. Would you take another 2 or 3 with block, or if you got another 3 skilling up, would you take, say, 2 with block and 1 with pro? Because I've been listening to some guys recently who were suggesting that perhaps on a double pro might be a better skill than block.
They're both good. I think it's a personal preference on that, but I would think the pro would be better if he got it on the throwing one, because that gives him a reroll on the throw, versus if he's going to have some that are going to play blockers. So say he's going to have 2 or 3 on the line all the time, I would probably want those to have block versus the other pieces. If they're moving pieces or throwing pieces, then the pro might work out a little better in that situation.
Yeah, I think.
Because what I was thinking is you're using ogres, you're going to be rolling 2 or 3 block dice.
Yeah.
If you roll 2 pushes in the skull, you can always sling a pro in there, can't you? You know what I mean? You're not going to burn a reroll. If the pro don't fire, then you've still got the pushes anyway. You save your rerolls for your important stuff, like your landings. Or your passes.
I think your strong arm guy, you've got a strong case for pro. Me, I don't play ogres, I never have. So take this with a pinch of salt. I think the others block.
I played them at the Welsh one year, Andy. Thank you for that.
I've never played them.
No, I played them at the Welsh one
I know.
Thank you for that. When I turned up and you said, "Can you take stunties?"
Yeah, that's right. I think block has massive value because not only are they putting things down more often, it also protects them when they're getting hit back.
I've got to say, if I've got a mighty blow player, especially if I've got a claw mighty blow player, at the end of a turn, I might throw 2 dice uphill against a non-block ogre.
Yeah.
I very well might.
Yeah.
if I'm
with
looking
my
at thinking
chorfs, I throw against non-block ogres all the time, and as Cookie can probably tell you from the 3 or 4 games that we've played recently, it hits a lot more than you think. That block is crucial. Because even if you get a push and a knockdown, you're still getting that push out of there that you normally wouldn't attempt if it had block.
Yeah, so they're not hitting you back.
Yeah, if you've got a block player, you've got a 2 dice uphills, 70% chance of you still being on your feet at the end of it. So anything else,
that's interesting.
It is.
Sorry,
whereas a dodge away on a 3+ is 66. So it's actually sometimes better to block uphill, and that's why Carrot's saying with his chorfs, they can't dodge away that good. Now,
Dwarf Giants, thank you for that.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see in the chat.
Yes, that would be good.
Just wailed in. Yeah, that is excellent. Yeah, probably the one player on your team that you're not going to give block to is the strong arm ogre. Yeah, nice.
Do you know, I would probably go with sure hands before pass to make sure you get the ball.
The strong arm ogre.
Yeah, to make sure you pick the thing up.
Well, no, you're going to be. Surely you'd be picking up with the agility 4 Snotling and then protecting him for the pass next turn.
Yeah, okay. If you're going to play it that way, I see that. That makes sense. Yeah, definitely makes sense.
To say I don't play the ogres that much that I've got any particular insight into them.
But for me, this team,
I know Cookie's in the chat, isn't he?
Yeah, this team for me are going to cause damage left, right, and centre, and a lot of teams are not going to like it. They are not going to like it.
I'm going to say this, Cookie. I think you've now got you've got everybody's second. Everybody's favourite team's their own. Everybody's second favourite team.
It reminds me a lot of.
Go on.
It reminds me a lot of my team season 14, where everybody was all about the halflings. They're probably not going to win, but they're going to take casualties that you don't expect away. Those the fouls off the halflings or the mighty blow hits off the ogres. They're going to randomly kill somebody's good player.
What do you?
Go on.
Go on. So, the Americans have a word for it. What is it? Let me think about the phrase of the end boss. You've got to beat this guy to win. The end boss, is it?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to say that's what the ogres are in this division. They're going to be the end boss for this division. People are going to have to beat them to win the division.
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to say they're going to win, but I'm going to say they're going to cause a lot of damage and they're going to possibly get a few draws out of it. Yeah. I think they're going to be the end boss for this division.
Yeah, I mean for me, the chaos, the undead. Against the ogres, they're going to have a hard time if they haven't got the undead. Maybe not so much, maybe not Stolzies because they've got the TV to help them out. But the ogres are going to be putting in the pain, left, right, and centre. The 2 dark elf teams, if they play well enough, will limit them to 1 blitz a turn. But the other teams are not going to have that luxury. For myself,
Andy, you're going to be on your point on positioning, mate. You are going to need to be on point on positioning, and the other thing is, I think you're about to find out why Wrestle on 110k Witch Elf when he's got 20k players on the pitch might be a liability.
Shall I let you into a secret? I can blitz with blitzers too. But yeah,
but what I'm thinking of is he gets an ogre, he gets 2 pounds and the both down. You're going to have to take the both down, mate. You're going to have to take the rest.
Oh yeah.
Sooner or later, your witch is going to be lying down on that pitch, and he's got 20k players. So Cookie, if you're out there, you need to be fouling those witch elves, mate. You need to be fouling them.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, who's winning this division? Who's second? Who are going to the playoffs? First and second. A lot of people are saying Stolzy and Girth. They're the 2 big TV hits. That's what people are saying.
I'm not going to disagree with Stolzy. I'm not going to disagree with that. Much as I hate to say it, I think he's going to be. I think Stolzy's. I think Rand's probably not a million miles away. I'm going to definitely go Stolzy. I am, however. I don't know. I'm going to kiss a death you, Andy. I'm going to say that if the Dark Elves get a couple of decent, they can run up cricket scores, for God's sake.
I'm also with the. I'm also with you on the Stolzy thing. I would say if Badger had some more TV on his side, that he could probably give him a run because he is a really good coach. But it looks like, there's a handful of teams in here that are basically starting their climb in the CL by having their 1400. A lot of teams that'll look really sharp next season.
Yeah, and I think a lot of teams are now looking over the shoulder and thinking, this is great, it's my first season, I've come in at 1400, I'm a little skill limited, I might be a little reroll limited, and he's got 6 ogres.
Yeah, see, now here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Stoles is good. I don't know how good Girth is. I've heard he's good. He's got those niggles though. I'm just looking at Stolesy has got 1 claw player and he's playing majoritively armor 8. He's going to pick up casualties.
And again, I'll say this. Stoles has got 3 players that are 1 match away from skilling.
And he's also got 2 strength 5 warriors.
Yeah.
See,
that's a big hill for anybody to climb.
It is. Now, I will always back myself, as you know, Glow, and playing down TV against those monsters is good because I'm going to be picking up wizards. I'm going to be picking up stars that can unlock defenses like Eldril. Rakarth's particularly good as well for hitting.
I'll have something to say about that when we get to our division about the TV advantage, because we had Chorf come in at 1,000 last season, and they almost made the playoffs because they ran around with that strength 6 Minotaur and just smashed teams. The TV advantage is a thing.
TV management's a massive part of this game that people overlook when they're building teams, and they just build monstrous teams. And then all of a sudden, like you say, they come up against 2 strength 6 players and a wizard. So you can't cage up, and if you leave anybody hanging out, they're going off the pitch, they'll get surfed. And that's when you run into problems with them. I'm
looking at this and I'm thinking Big Badger overkill, same sort of TV. There's nothing in there apart from the coach's ability. As a Dark Elf coach, I'm amazingly worried about. I might pick up draws, I might not, but there's not. The ogres can destroy my team in a few blocks, but also if that doesn't happen, you can dance around them. And then you're looking at Shaky, Skulls, and Girth. All of those, I'm talking wizards. That's the first thing on the list because Stolesy's picking up 2 loners straight away. Wizards wins games. The ball comes loose, I'm picking it up, which then leaves just the other Dark Elf team. I've got more block, I've got more dodge. That's when I kind of fancy the matchup. I know Dwarf Giant's been talking
up. Team, Andy, I've got to say that. The Witch Elves I'm not sold on, but me and you have had this discussion over beers for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I do like your team. It's a nice looking team. It's very TV efficient.
It is. I mean,
I'm going to pick you and Stalls. I'm going to go out on a list here and say you and Stalls, and I'm going to put Shaky Dog as coming in at a close 3rd. And I think that's because he'll grow over this season massively.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's a good coach. He's a few skills and short of where he needs to be, but I think his positioning can make up for that. I really do.
I think Badger in there as a dark horse too, because he's a good coach.
He is a good coach. Let's have a look at his team.
You can find that a lot of times a good coach can work with a lot less and do a lot more with it.
Yeah. He knows his thing. He's got what it takes. He's got the 1 Chaos Warrior without the block, but he's got the core base skills that you need, more so than the other Dark Elves, more so than the other Chaos, bar Stolesy, and definitely more so than the Ogres. So he's got what he needs.
What's nice about this division too is there's nobody running away with it. Anybody's in this one.
No.
Yeah.
There's nobody that I would say is just going to straight smash all the way through. I mean, anybody could come out of it.
I don't think there's a whipping boy here either, is there?
I
honestly don't think there's a whipping boy here. Like I say, I've said my piece about the Ogres. I think what our American cousins would call the Envos. If you're going to win this division, you need to not only beat the Ogres, but you need to survive whilst you beat the Ogres.
I think the thing is with the Ogres, if I had to pick a team that finishes bottom, unfortunately it's Cookie and his Ogres. However, it's what they take down with them on the way, what damage they do on the way. Getting round 6 Ogres is incredibly hard work. The trouble is with this Ogre team...
Has the schedule's been published yet?
No, I'll have a look for this division. It might have been. I don't think so. But for me, 2 rerolls, 6 Ogres. By turn 3, they could be gone. If those are gone and Bonehead start having...
They could be, but then again, by turn 3, you could be 5 players down.
Yes,
if
agreed.
He receives.
Agreed.
Exactly. You roll a 1 at the wrong time while you're based up, and he gets a
Yep.
free turn to just smash everything.
Yep.
Yep.
Agreed. Agreed.
And I think Cookie's just weighed in. He's the lowest TV in this division. And don't
Yeah.
forget, he's going in. He's starting at 1390. There's no loaners for him. There's no journeyman for him. He's
Yeah.
kicking off his first match at 1390. And again, I think he's been clever with the coaches. I think he's been clever with the cheerleaders.
Yep.
I think he's looking to pick re-rolls up there, and I think he will.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, that's +2 straight away, so he's guaranteed a reroll against any other team,
The only
unless
thing I will
unless
say,
they have
Cookie, is
fame.
beware chainsaws, because they ignore strength and they just about ignore armor. You're all right
Yeah.
against the Dark Elves, but anybody else, if I were looking at your team and I had 110, 120k, that's the first place I'd be going is for a chainsaw.
Yep, but I can't take that. You know.
No, you can't. Unfortunately for elves, they don't get chainsaws.
Did you know this then? Stat for everybody. The assassin or the stab skill ignores bonehead. Not big thick skull. Sorry, ignores thick skull.
Does it?
Yes, stab skill ignores
That's
all
interesting.
modifiers on the injury roll. So it ignores thick skull, it ignores niggling injuries,
Yep.
I don't think it ignores stunty, because stunty stipulates the roll of a 9 is an injury and a roll of a 7 is a
Roll
knockout.
of 7 is a KO. So it's not actually modifying the roll, it's modifying the result of the roll stunt.
Yeah. Whereas it used to be
This is why
+1.
we're referees, mate. Yeah.
Apparently so, and nobody else would do it. Nobody else would do it. So yes, that's that division. Where are we going next, Carrot? It's over to your division.
I think it's fun as ours.
Fun, UGC.
Yep, I'm pretty
Let's
sure
have a
that's
look.
us there.
So,
Yep, that's
I
us.
tell you what let's just what's going on? Oh dear, hang on a second. There we go, fun. I wouldn't say Giant. I would not say I'd take an assassin. They have uses, but also the movement 6 makes them very limited for shadowing. Stab's not wonderful, and it's hard to skill them up because you're not going to feed them points necessarily.
You
You
need,
get
you need to get him to 31 SPP
Yeah.
before he even becomes TV
Yeah.
efficient.
Get Blodge on him is
Let's
fantastic.
be fair.
I've had a movement 8 Blodge in
Blodge.
one. He was amazing.
Blodge sidestep
But-
sidestep is great. Blodge diving tackle is great. You know, but you have to nurse him through to 31 SPP, and that means scoring with him.
Yeah,
To be fair,
Yeah.
'cause he's only strength 3, and if you stood next to somebody, you're much more likely to stab him, and of course you get nothing for that.
right. So let's. Cookie, we'll be watching your games with hope. Hope that
Everybody's
they've
going to be watching. Everybody's going to be watching. Cookie's
Everybody
games.
loves a CL stunty team.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the underdogs. So let's have a look at Fun League. We are starting with our high elves and Dignity. Now, Rand, if you're about and you want to join us, we can manage this with 4. We just have to be very courteous towards the others. But I think Seston and Dignity deserve somebody that knows them, because these teams have been about.
Yeah, from what I've heard, there's a heavy lore with Dignity. I came in a little bit after that while he was working with his vampires, but there seems to be quite a bit of lore behind this team that precedes it.
I'm just having a look. He's still warming up the pipes. He's still warming up the pipes. Let me see what I can find.
That's what she... No, never.
Dignity
Actually, Panda,
rocks.
the best dogs are hot dogs, not underdogs, mate. But underdogs are a close second to hot dogs.
Yes.
And chili dogs. Maybe a third to chili dogs. And no, that's pretty much it.
I'm just seeing Dignity. They were definitely about last season. I think they were in a bit healthier
Looking at
system.
them, it looks like they've been around for a while by the look of it.
Well, let's have a look at their statistics. Here we go.
They're carrying 3 injuries for a start.
They have played 30 wins, 14 draws, 16 losses. So they have a very positive record there. You know, that's not a bad thing. They have a level 4 stadium.
Okay. What's
Both
the
team-
announcement?
Both teams get a wizard.
nice.
So people are asking, were they pro champs at one stage? Season 5 champions. Some are saying back from season 1. They've won the league, and I believe they may have been a champion at some point. This is where my knowledge, having only played 2 seasons, is limited.
Season 5 apparently, according to Rand Baby.
Yeah, they've won the league. That thrower's an absolute beast. What else have we got? Agility 5 catch, although he's packing an armor bust. The thing is though, Glow, they've got the base skills they need to do the job. They're 16,
yeah, as
17.
As long as they don't get tied down and murdered, they're going to do what they need to do.
Yeah.
He's got 8 players, so he's got 3 loners to go on the line straight away, and they don't forget their ILs, so they're armor 8 at linemen.
They've been around since season 1 or 2 apparently. The catches are where they need to be, largely speaking. Lineman doesn't actually matter when you're sticking loners on the line. They've got no cash. No cash. Blitzers, agility 5's great.
Sorry, I just find the idea of ILs with no cash rather amusing.
Yeah, this guy's jump up pro, shadowing, piling on, tackle, mighty blow, and his movement 6. Do you remember what I was saying about movement 6 and shadowing? But he has got piling on, so he's a killer. I'm not sure. Pro must be there to complement the mighty blow piling on. I can't see what other reason possibly for having it.
Well, it'd only complement shadowing, wouldn't it? 'Cause you can't reroll armor or injury, so pro wouldn't help you with that.
But it's to help with the.
So help with shadowing, yeah.
Also help with
the jump up as well.
And it also helps with the block dice you roll to make sure you knock them down.
Yeah.
But he's got no dodge. No dodge.
And he's only strength 3. I'm not. I mean, I'm not a great elf player, but I'm not convinced.
No, but this thrower's where it's at. Look at this boy here. What's his name? I have no idea how to say it.
He's a long way away from another skill into 182.
Yeah. Safe throw, accurate, agility, power. So his safe throw works on a 2+. Coming with block, dodge, and strong arm.
And
his agility
interceptions.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Safe. It works on a 2+. So he's doing long bombs on a 3. Apparently he's a superb coach, which is great. This team is built to do what high elves like to do, and that's pass the ball, score touchdowns. Where's the club statistics? Let's have a look. They have played 60 games, 140 catches, based upon 125 touchdowns. That's 2 a game.
That's more than a pass a half, isn't it? Which is a game where generally we don't see a pass once every 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, he's intercepted 6 times. Don't throw the ball near him then. Because,
Agility 5 will get you every time, won't it?
But this is it. Let's look at the next step. This looks like Elf City. Let's go Elves Union next. Pro Elves. Stuff and Junk. I don't think I've met this coach. So let's have a look. The Mirkwood Arachnids.
He's definitely been Stuff and Junk's been around on here longer than me, I would have thought. So
yeah, he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
The team, unless I'm wrong. Wow, the team's only played 8 games, so it's come straight out of the farm, or did they play last season as a rookie? Now Rand might know that, but they are a very new team. 2 blitzers, the workhorse of a pro team, both blodging, one's strength 4, one's tackle. Can't fault that in any way. Catchers are catchers, they do what they do. Throwers got accurate.
He's sitting on 150k in cash in case they need to transfer mid-season.
Another amazing coach. Rand knows who this guy is, apparently.
Yeah,
the MML is blessed with good coaches.
That's one problem with our division that actually scares me this season. There's not really any coach in there that I can point out and be like, this guy's a slouch or even mediocre. Most of these coaches are really good.
No, I'm not in your division.
Apparently it's straight
And
out the
look at
farm.
Andy.
Yes.
Andy again. Look at number 8 and number 10 straight away. They catch my eye straight away. Number 8 and number 10. All right, basic lineman.
Yeah.
But one game away from skilling up both of them.
Yeah. And
That's
then
40 or 50k's worth of TV on straight away. And if one of them picks up guard, imagine how much of a difference that's going to make to this team.
not just that, depending on the rest of the division and the way it's going, I'm already seeing he's taking Dodge as a first option. This team will get very mobile very quick. All the catchers have dodged up first. Obviously the blitzers are dodged. He's packing 6, 7, 8 dodge already. Unless there's something with tackle. Yeah.
So these catches come with nerves of steel anyway, don't they?
Nerves of steel on catch, yeah. He's a scathing coat at heart.
He's gone dodge on them straight away, yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
he's a scathing coach at heart, apparently. So he's going to know how to play bullshit and make it work.
Yeah,
he really
so
is.
it's score, rinse, repeat, yeah?
Yeah. Just looking
He's
through...
just changed his brand of bullshit.
Yeah. There are 2 Chaos Dwarf coaches, and that would indicate that Dodge might not be the best, but that's only 2 games. We'll see what the rest brings. Chaos next.
But you don't know what's in your play pool when you pick your skills, do you? Like I say, this is why I like people coming in with 5 out of 6 or 15 out of 16 SPP.
Well, I've just put up the Chaos coach, and arguably that looks horrible for any Elf coach.
Yeah, I played J Rida season 14 with my halflings. He's come a long way since season 14. His team's rounding out pretty well. It's a lot scarier than it was then.
Yeah.
He's got quite a bit of this entire division has quite a bit of claw, but I mean he's got 3 solid claw pieces there. Yeah, I mean it's chaos.
With a broken Minotaur that doesn't have block.
Yeah.
I think that's about the first big guy we've seen that doesn't have block, besides the ogres, obviously. But
I think this Minotaur, for me, tentacles on a Minotaur, interesting. Tentacles tends to be on the roadblock piece, and a Minotaur's not a roadblock, he's a blitzer. That's why claws work so well. Stand firm tentacles.
Go on.
I'm just thinking... At movement 4, stand firm and tentacles, he's a great centerpiece roadblock type player. He just lacks the armor to do it. But anything.
Shaky Dog's it.
Where's Shaky?
Yeah, Rand is correct. He has totally influenced his tentacle spam. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
But the other thing is with the Minotaur is if he's blocking, he's got to follow up because of frenzy. So as long as he's on his feet, you can guarantee he'll be stood next to somebody. So tentacles is. I don't see it as a bad investment at all. I'm surprised that he got tentacles before claw on him, but which he obviously did. Looking at the stat possession.
Unless I mean you look at.
But I do like it.
But you look at the rest of the team. He has got 3 other claw players, nice and early. So maybe he's thinking, do you know what? Elves are going to be the problem. Let's tie or Skaven. Let's tie the gutter runners down. Let's tie the elves down, and I can deal with the rest of the team. He can deal with the bashier sides.
Or the other one is he's pinning somebody against the side. You can't push him away because he's got stand firm. So what do? You take the dodge and think, well, if I'm lying down by the side of him, I can get up and run away next turn. Well, if he's got tentacles, you can't dodge away either. So basically, if he gets you anywhere near the edge of the pitch, you're going to be screwed. You won't be able to dodge away because of tentacles, and he'll frenzy you off the pitch, and then he'll stand firm so he doesn't go.
It's almost like he's a beast at Nurgle.
Yes, I like it. I do like it.
Yeah, Shaky's missed the review. He's going to catch that later.
He'll get all the love then.
Yeah, the stand firm means that you can't push the tentacles away, so that's nice. It's just the movement bust, but that probably came on late anyway.
He's had this Minotaur since season 14, and I think he took the movement bust either late season 14 or mid 15, because I don't think he had it when I played him. But yeah, he's held on to it. I know he's tried to develop some Minotaurs in farm, and I think they have had issues in their development, either getting niggled here or whatever, getting a little bit of damage here and there. I don't think he's been able to just lock down that block Minotaur that he's looking for.
Yeah, I don't know. My jury is open on the value of a Minotaur in the Chaos team, because I think the Chaos Warriors very quickly make him redundant.
Yeah, I personally don't like a Minotaur on my Chaos team, but I've seen people successfully use them. It just seems like in the MML, where you were explaining before, where TV management is so crucial, that it's just a lot of points that could probably be spent better elsewhere on your other characters, or building out a specific Beastman that has a special role, or having, you know, multiple stat ups instead, using the stat ups instead of, you know, a bunch of skills and a bunch of bulk TV that's used on the Minotaur.
Just want to jump in there. Panda's asking, can we do War DLC next? This will be the last one tonight, because 3's good. However, Rand, are you with me tomorrow? And if so, you can remind me. We will do yours first thing tomorrow at 8 o'clock. If that suits you. You let me know what time you're on. We'll do yours tomorrow. If you can't do tomorrow, we'll do yours Friday, Panda, because you've made the effort to be here, so that's my thank you to you. Rest of the team. He's got the blocks, he's got the claw, he's got one claw mighty blow plat other than the Minotaur, so it's still in development. Tentacles on strength 3. I've seen it work. It makes people roll dice. Disturbing presence on a Beastman. That's interesting. So random remind me.
As a ball carrier. No, you'd need foul appearance or disturbing presence, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
As a ball carrier. It's just another dice to roll before they hit you.
So my time now is 10 past 10 in the evening. We'll start 8 o'clock tomorrow, so 2 hours before now-ish. Hopefully Rand will kick it off with us, and we'll do War first, just for you, okay, Panda? Good luck with your writing the exam, my friend. Thank you for joining us. This team, for me, 17-20. That Minotaur's taken a lot of bloat, so that's 15-10's worth of TV. In my view, I'm not a Chaos player. It's still in development stages. You're looking at this player here. He's 1 point away from a skill up. So that's mighty blow, possibly, probably. This guy, 6 points away, an MVP and a casualty or something like that. And then we're starting to see a team that's going to go places. A couple of these beastmen down here. You got a nice ball carrier. Let's have a look at him. Extra arms, movement allowance, 2 heads, block. That's a player to watch right there. That's a player to watch.
Have a look at him.
24 matches played, 13 scored. So he's only just started becoming the scorer.
Nice.
He's only just started becoming the scorer. To me, this team's in a transition between starting out and being where he wants it, and he's not far from it. Like we said, Glow's pretty quick to spot these close to going up level players. So maybe the Minotaur's in there for a purpose of, do you know what, I'm going to help steady the ship, give the rest of them something to work around, and then when it's time, maybe he'll cut them. I don't know.
Yeah, 3 games from now he could cut him.
Yeah.
3 games from now he could play the Ogres and not need to cut him. The Ogres will cut him.
He's not in the division with the Ogres, so it'd have to be at least 8 games time.
Yeah, but he might have a problem with the next team you're going to review there.
Let's have a look at Carrot's team.
Now, scumbag.
Let me just start this off. If I remember rightly, these are the passing Chaos Dwarf team. How's that going?
Yes. That is, it's actually... so here's what happened last season. Everybody was talking about how, we hope that X Asher doesn't have to play RJ's team first because he's going to get decimated. And of course, I played him first round, and I got decimated.
Yeah.
That strength 6 Minotaur, and I did not have a bull, and I was hanging on to basically my stuff to take out big men was going to be my 2 Dauntless players. My Dauntless Claw, which is here, was one of the first things he knocked out that game. So I was basically just getting mauled. Other than that, last season I had 2 games where I just slashed through everything, and every other game was just miserable dice, miserable positioning. It was really bad. So I did not get a chance to do that. I did, however, get a few more points on my passer and my receiver. So I'm hoping to get a little bit more going with them. When I came out of farm, I think it was like the game or the game or two before I came out of farm, both my quarterback and my receiver got killed. So I did have a really nice one, but they're no longer there. But yeah, it's a kill team. I mean, I'm not even going to mess around with that anymore. It's definitely a kill team, but it's a kill team that's looking to score on the pass.
This team, for me, now, we've had our jokes and jests in the past, as you know. You yes. Start off and you look down, you see the first 4 players and you think, oh my days, this is going to destroy me. And then you see the next 2 guys, those dwarves are in building. But after that, after those first 6 Chaos Dwarves, I look at it and think, do you know what? Actually, it's not that bad. The dwarves do what the dwarves do. They're designed to kill, they're designed to remove players. However, it's almost like you've looked at the team and thought, do you know what? I'm not taking 2 Ball Centaurs, because I don't know if your plan is to take a second one. If you do, this changes the team dynamics massively. But at the moment, it's not a proper Chaos Dwarf team, but it's still a Chaos Dwarf team. That second Ball Centaur changed the dynamics massively.
I like
it. Yeah, now my original plan was to come in with 6 just roided out, mean Chaos Dwarfs to go ahead and thin out the field to allow me to do something that's not normal with the passing hobgoblins. And what I was doing was I was picking up, because I was keeping the TV so low, I was picking up rentables with block on them with my inducements. At the end of last season, I happened to come across that Minotaur. I came across a Khemri team that gave me nothing but trouble because, you know, when you're playing straight strength 3 versus Khemri, you're going to have a bad time. I had to play against Momo, which I knew I was going to have a problem. He actually took one of my Chorfs out, and I transferred in the 3rd one there, the one with the claw and the diving tackle. But I originally was only going to run the 3 claws, but I got a really nice claw diving tackle piece in the farm. I just couldn't pass it up to replace that. Hopefully next season I'm looking to bring in a ball carrier centaur of some sort, but it would be just another target because I've only got the 2 right now. But that all depends on what gets hurt. But it's basically meant to thin the field, throw the ball, and that's what I've been going for with it.
Yeah, I think this team, for me, it will ruin your day if you play it, but I'm not convinced it would win a title because it needs the extra dynamics. The extra dimension.
It is a fun. It was meant to be a fun, goofy pass with the Hobgoblin team. I mean, if you wanted to make it a for real Chorf team, you're not going to go that route. You're going to get the 2 Bull Centaurs. You're going to have the one for hitting, one for carrying, and the Hobgoblins are out there fouling. I don't foul with my Hobgoblins because they're too important to this team.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a different
play. I'm going to go
play.
out on a limb here and say, do you really need another Bull Centaur? You don't know which direction that one's going to go in.
And I won't. I have a hitting one and I have a good ball carrying one in the farm right now, and I won't bother to bring them in until I know what's going on with this one.
You've got 4, if you're lucky, 4 or 5 matches before you can afford another Bull Centaur. You need 130k. You've got no cash. 4 or 5 matches is the majority of your season. Now I'm gonna say this, and this might sound weird. I played the entirety of last season just about with 1 wolf on my necro team. All right, he's a big hitter. He's strength 4, agility 4, but I played the entire season with 1 wolf, and I don't think it did me any harm at all. I brought another wolf in, and now I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have done. What I'd like to see is, can we revisit this in 4 or 5 matches when your Bull Centaur's got some points on the board, and then you can say to me, look, you know, actually, I was 100% right. I do need another Bull Centaur, and this is why. But I like this team. I like the fact that you took pass on a player, and then he got agility 4. That's balls to the wall. That's unless you knew something the rest of us don't. That is balls to the wall. That I'll take pass on this agility 3 player, and then he gets an agility up. I like that. It's outrageous.
Pass is the first thing I take on a double on all. I've got 3 farm teams for this team, and each one of them is, if I don't have a passing player, pass is the first thing I take, because I do want to have a quarterback, and I do want to be throwing to something going downfield. So I always have 1 receiver, 1 quarterback. The other 3 usually sit on the line and take the hits.
Yeah.
And then if they die because they're hobgoblins. But the one thing I don't do that most other Chorf teams are doing is they're going to be following a lot with the hobgoblins. On this team, you really can't get away with that because you're actually using them. They're not just fluff out there to, hey, I got 40, I'm going to throw it at this guy. If I lose those guys, now I'm down players at that point, and that takes away the whole aspect of the atrophy.
Yeah, I think.
But I like this team. I do like this team a lot, and like you say, I think the reason I like it is it's not a standard, and I don't mean this disrespectfully at all. It's not the standard run-of-the-mill every day. Every Chaos Dwarf team should be built.
Well, that was the intention of the team to begin with.
Yeah. Well, you succeeded in my opinion, and all credit to you for that one.
I think the team is, like you said before, is very much still a kill team. However, you've added a different dimension to it, which you can't fault. Because if it had been those dwarfs, which you could well have, I would take the movement 7 agility 4 guy, cut the other guy because he's TV bloat, couple more hobgoblins, a ball centaur, and then just foul the shit off people, remove their teams. You've got
you're into what it normally is.
Then you've got what they're designed to be. It's different.
Somebody paid you the biggest compliment in chat, and it was one line, and they basically just, and I think it might have been Rand. If it wasn't, somebody will drop on and tell me. But it said, "I wouldn't want to play against this team."
No, I
and
wouldn't.
That tells you everything you need to know about the way you've built this team. Yeah, and that's not just because. That's not just because it's a kill team. I think you've got more than one string to the bow on this one.
Yeah, and the intention too was I was planning on not going with a centaur at all, and I actually had the Chorf that died was another what was basically the same as the first one but without claw. So I had the 2 dauntless pieces that I was using to get rid of strength 4s and 5s, but after playing that Kemri team, I realized it just wasn't enough, because if you whiff on those dauntless rolls, now you've got 5s just going all over your face and there's nothing you can do. You kind of need that extra muscle, not so much to run the ball or to hit, but just to have that strength 4 sitting there.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
It is, for me, what a Chorf team aspires to be, but different, if that makes sense.
That's basically, if you look at any of my farm teams, it's like they're doing what the team does, but they're also kind of weird.
Yeah. Right, let's move on. Orcs. These look like, before I open them up, a rookie team, or straight out the farm team. No troll. That's interesting. Yeah, these guys. Let's have a look. They are straight out farm or 1 season and up. These guys, sprinkling of Mighty Blow and Block is the skills they've taken. 1 guard. These are in trouble. Trouble.
The lack of guard's going to hurt them in this division, especially when you've got so much claw going on in this division.
Your team will cut through this like there's no tomorrow, unless they go first, and even then you stay tight with good positioning. Your guard's going to be too much.
If they go first and they remove 1 or 2 Chorfs, I'm in a lot of trouble. But like I said, first of all, I don't put Chorfs on the line if I'm going second, so I don't have that problem. I'll let you just kill the hobgoblins. But I'm not terribly afraid of this team. But anytime you've got a team that has 6 Mighty Blow, stuff can happen.
Yeah, it makes your armor 8. There's not much you can say about this. I don't know who Nuclear Fission Inc. is. I don't know if he's a good player or not.
I think he's relatively new.
Yeah, he's building this team for the future, not for the now. Black Orcs Mighty Blow first. It speeds up their progression, but that's not where you win games. They need block. The blitzers need guard.
Mighty Blow as a first skill on a farm team is great. Mighty Blow at this level, you know, fair enough. 2 of them it has worked, and he's got to block.
And the other guy's 3 points off.
Yeah.
I never go Mighty, on any of my teams that have a strength 4, I never go Mighty Blow first. I always go block first because, you know, you may have Mighty Blow, you might be building up your progression, but all it takes is one bad block and your guy's gone and you can't come back from it. I'd rather it be a little bit slower, pick Mighty Blow up as the second skill, and then start advancing from there, giving them their specialties.
Can we have a look at the history, please, Andy?
The history, yeah, we can. They was history or statistics?
Matches played statistics. Sorry.
5-0-2.
5-0-2.
I mean, it's a pretty vanilla team, and the only thing I will say is at this level, I understand why, but if he drops a reroll, he could be getting a wizard every game.
Yep.
For Orcs, that might not be such a bad thing.
Well, you look at, I've just gone back to the first screen. He is, the first 4 teams we reviewed, he is wizard territory for each and every one of them, bar maybe the Elven Union, and they would run rings around him with that dodge.
He's carrying 4 rerolls, and I understand why with his Black Orcs not being all blocked up, which again leads back into the do we take Mighty Blow or do we take block?
Block, yeah.
But yeah, if he drops that, that's 60k on an Orc team, a reroll.
Yep.
That's halfway towards, well, it's not halfway, but you get where I'm going with that.
Yeah. See, I would have been running with drop 1 reroll and the lineman, you've got a troll. That changes dynamics.
You do like troll on an Orc team, don't you?
Because he sits in the... But see, this is the thing. I sit him in the middle and say, it's your problem, not mine. I see a lot of Orc coaches try and use the troll. You don't need to. You've got Black Orcs and Blitzers to do that.
So you're treating him more like a Beast of Nurgle just to be a big roadblock.
Oh, a troll. Yeah, a tree man, sorry.
Not as good as a Beast of Nurgle because he's still got tentacles.
No, but he's a problem.
I tend to play my Orcs like most people play their Chaos teams, where they don't play with the big man and they use their smaller pieces. But they can be played both ways. I hate trolls because they never do what I want them to do.
Trolls, as we say, are Marmite.
I love a Minotaur on a Chaos team, but I don't like a troll on an Orc team.
Yeah.
And that's probably diametrically opposed to what everybody else thinks is right.
But that's what makes
I don't like
Blood
a big
Bowl
man on either of those teams.
I use trolls too much on Goblin teams to ever think they're anything other than a liability.
Right, let's have a look at some more Chaos Dwarfs. Packing in a massive 980 TV. This scares me.
This is one of the teams that I'm actually freaking terrified of because I am still having flashbacks to last season.
Is this the team?
This is the team that almost made the playoffs, and they came in at 1,000, and he rode that strength 6 Minotaur all the way to the finish line and almost crossed it.
Well, the first thing is look at the mess of his roster. Sort it out, man. Get it in order.
No, I think X Asher. I think he's a younger guy. I think he's not one of the older guys in the division. At least from what I've heard.
None of you are the older guys in the division, gentlemen.
He's got one dwarf with a skill, with guard. He's got who's close to his second. He's got that ball centaur with a skill. I'm not sure what he's put on it. What's he put on it? I don't recognise that symbol. Break tackle early on. Okay, mobility. That's not a bad thing. That's a very tournament bias type skill choice. And he's got block on the other one. Who's missing the game?
His problem here is going to be game 1 right out the gate. He's got no claw in this division. And he has no bull centaur. He's basically going to be where I was last season, but without all the bonuses on all of his blockers. So he's going to have to ride inducements really heavy this season, and get some really big advancement. If he doesn't get big advancement off those inducements this season, he may be looking at a reroll.
Yeah,
this team can't take that many more hits.
He's not got nothing. nothing for in a stadium. He's still a level 1 stadium. Yeah, he's in. Where's his?
See, if you're gonna do that, that's what I'd be doing. Is I'd go, okay, level up my stadium, and the enhancement I'd pick Knuckles Alter to get 100k off 2 stars. You know what I mean? 50k off, 50k off a star player. Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go with them. And I think Kersto's one of the few teams that can actually get away with it. Although I do like Knuckles Alter for Necro as well, just as a side note. But yeah, I get the idea. I do get the idea. But I've always been a great believer in that inducements don't necessarily level the field.
They don't.
You know, they go some way towards it. But I'll take a developed team over a team that have got 300 or 400 inducements all day
Dode, if you know Dode, did a whole bunch of number crunching and all the rest of it for under TV skill teams for inducements, and do they level the playing field? And I think they fall short, but by not a great deal. They help, and don't get me wrong, it can turn it over, as you know, but they don't level the playing field. But here's the other thing. See, he came in fresh last year, and I saw the TV. It was no farm games, nothing. He's played 7 games total. 3 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses.
He played last season. He came in straight fresh. He came out 1,000 points straight fresh. And I seen it, and I said, "This guy's gonna get murdered." And then I got him first week, and it was that thing ran all over me.
But it's this thing. He knows obviously what he's doing to be able to know the correct inducement to pick, how to play correctly, how to position correctly. Because let's be honest, a strength 6 Minotaur. It's a pain, but you can deal with it if you know what you're doing. But if he positions correctly, you're not getting the right assists on yada yada yada. And he's going to be bringing in wizards and all sorts of extra appos if needs be, or whatever. He's down a player, so he's picking up a rookie hobgoblin. Big deal. That's almost perfect for a Chaos Dwarf side. No, because it's a hobgoblin down as well.
Yeah, but you're looking at a 0 SPP dinged up AV blocker, and you're looking at a 2 SPP dinged up niggled blocker. That's rough. And I mean, the reason he has no money is because he was taking it last season. I mean, he was winning enough and he was holding out enough, but you can only do that for so long at the cost of your team losing players.
Yeah, and eventually. If he plays you, which he's got to at some point, and takes 2 casualties on those dwarfs and has 2 down, that's a big ask now. Obviously, it depends on if he takes none. They could all be badly hurt. So we've had that. We've also had 2 or 3 die in one game. It's.
Oh, I didn't see he had the second Bull Centaur there. It was hidden in the middle. Okay, I was gonna say he's running with no Bull Centaur his first game. He's gonna be in trouble. I mean, he's still got 1, but.
He's got 2.
One break tackle, 1, yeah.
I want to say he'll be alright, but I also think he's in a world of trouble too. He'll pick up wins. Where's the team going to be at the end of the season? That's the bit. That's the question.
If he comes up against mine or Jim's team at the wrong time, he's going to be in a world of hurt.
Yeah, if he follows them back to back.
And if he plays them back to back, yeah.
Yeah, right. It's not going to be pretty. And even J Ryder, for that matter, he's got quite a bit of claw.
Yeah. Nurgle Brigadiers, 313th.
I've played against this a lot with my farm. My farm team has played his farm team as well as this team coming up through the farm.
Yeah.
He seems to be pretty decent with them.
He scored 14 touchdowns in 11 games, 7 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. They are farm games, but take nothing away from that. He's got a sprinkle in the block. He's got a little bit of tackle. He's got 2 hands on a pestigore, 1 claw. You know, this team's it's Nurgle early doors. Rand, you're in the chat. What's your thoughts? But I think this is building for later in the season, not building for the now. That doesn't mean that they can't win now.
Yeah, it's gonna have a tall order coming through this season with the amount of claw that's in this division.
Yeah.
Like I said, these teams that are basically got the strength 4 pieces that are still, like you said, building for next season and the season after. If they can make it through this season, through the teams like mine, and even like Jim, because I there's nothing more terrifying to me than a good coach beating a team. Those sets of claws plus the 3 or 4 claws that are on Jay Ryder's team, any of these strength 4 teams could be on the wrong side of a game and just be back to square one. Now, if they make it through and they get those injuries that they need and they do get block on their strength 4 pieces, they might be set to go for next season.
This guy's got 10 skill-ups across his team, 10 skill-ups. He's not got one start-up.
No.
I think that's going to hurt him. He's got 10
V-Power.
skill-ups across his team. He's got not one start-up. Not one start-up, not one +1 agility, not one +1 strength, not even one +1 move. Yeah, his dice must hate him. But I mean, 7-2-2 with Nurgle is a fantastic record. Let's be fair.
Yeah, and V-Power and Fire Tyke have pointed 2 things out. V-Power's pointing out he's got 3 skills on Rotters. You could argue that's a bit bloaty. Granted, one is block and claw, but even so, better on a Pestigore. And Fire Talker's having real issues and starting to tilt because there's no sure hands again.
Player number 10 is going to be targeted real fast. And you got a rotter with claw. Somebody's gonna put that out of its misery.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're in for a comfortable-ish season mostly. I think. I don't think they're gonna set the world on fire yet, but one day. So Jim Sardonic, very good coach.
Terrified of this team. I'm as terrified of this team this season as I was of Momo's last season, and it was exactly the same problem that I had. A good coach behind a Necro team is just absolutely frightening to me. And Jim is a very solid coach. He's actually helped me get through some bumps in the road that I've had over the last couple seasons. He's a good elf player, which is scary when you start looking into teams that hit a little bit more, because now not only do they have good positioning that they're used to, now they're also going to be plowing into you and knocking your people off the field.
Yeah. See, he's got that Mighty Blow, Blodge Wolf, which is very nice.
And it's close to leveling.
Yeah, the other one I would be carrying with, because you've got to carry one of them. It allows you to be blitzing with the Mighty Blow, picking up the touchdowns with the other wolf. Both whites, Mighty Blow and a tackle. That's interesting. I would be putting guard.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to carry with that wolf, though, because he does not have a
He needs tackle somewhere.
One moment. That's the wife going to bed. 2 flesh golems. One's ready to go. I like that. Mighty Blow, block, guard. Perfect. 1 point off some skilling. What does he do with a skill, Glow? You play Necro? I don't know, because he's at the sweet spot right there. Possibly tackle for elves that want to dodge away.
On a double skill, I'd say possibly dodge, because I played against, I think it was Burzo's Necro, and he had dodge a bludgeon flesh golem, and it was
very nice. Yeah.
Or maybe if you didn't want to go blodge, maybe if you were in a tackle heavy environment, maybe sidestep, which sounds really weird on a stand firm player, but
no, that's
it can
sweet.
work.
You sidestep to where they don't want you, and then you say, I ain't moving now.
You sidestep a strength 4 player into the cage and then man it up with zombies so he can't get the assists he needs. He's in a whole world of pain. I like it. I do like that. As I say, on a normal skill, I'd probably go tackle. Tackle's about the only thing that shouts for me. The other, what's happened with the other one, though? Why's the other one so far behind the development curve? Did he lose one and have to replace it? Do we know?
Let's have a look. He has played 9 games.
I believe that might have been the case.
He's played 9 games as this one, so he's not a rookie by any means.
No.
I want to say he lost a flesh golem and a werewolf coming up in farm.
Yeah, I don't think he picked that one in farm because he's a rookie. Well, as near to rookie as can be. He's got 2 points. But Burzo, what do you do when you've got Mighty Bow block and guard on a flesh column? Because to me, that's the sweet spot right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Difficult. 3 zombies with block. I like that. That's front line, bit of protection.
Yeah, a couple of foulers in there.
Yeah. What's he got? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's got 11. Pray for dodge is what you're doing.
I know people are going to shout at me for this. No ghouls.
No ghouls. I know.
No ghouls.
Yeah. Someone said grab.
As long as grab would not be a bad skill.
Sets up frenzy surfs.
Yeah, I'm not a pixel hugger, so I really don't mind. So I don't mind taking goals on my team, especially if they pick up something interesting like guard first skill.
I've always been a believer that if a player dies,
you've got to understand that
it gives a star player chance to come through.
Yeah.
You know.
And so I don't mind ghouls on the necro team.
No, I like ghouls. They give great mobility as well, and more pace for defence. The wolves can't do it all. They can do a lot, but they cannot do it all. That's me. That's my view. What do I know?
Yeah, good call, V-Power. He's right. Grab could come in handy on that. I'd still might think about tackle.
Yeah.
On him just because people will dodge away from him. But like I say, on a double skill, I'd almost definitely, unless it was a start double, I'd almost definitely take dodge.
Burzo's shouting about missing the ball carrier as a ghoul as well. So the question I've got for you fine gentlemen, who's coming top, who's second for the playoffs?
I'm worried about Jim. I think he's gonna have the problem that he said he didn't want to have again. He said his previous teams he won out early and got promoted before he got a chance to develop. I think he's a good enough coach with the necro that he has right now to actually be able to do that. I think his only issue that he's holding on to right now is that he does not have a lot of guard. But if he does have the ability, like I was saying, as being an elf coach, he's got the positioning down very well, so he might be able to play around that. Other than that, you've got Seston. I mean, he's a high elf player that's
knows what he's
been
doing.
Around since season 1 or 2. You don't last that long with elves and have guys that are that developed if you don't know what you're doing. So
he's also got the 3 loners, if I recall, which means he can take some injuries without impacting next game.
Exactly. So
I like the Elf Union.
You like the Elf Union? Let's remind myself what those. See, I fancy Seston to be in the top couple. I've got 3 teams, if I'm honest, in mind. The Elf Union, there's a lot of dodge there. I think it depends on how they do against the 2 Chorf teams with all the tackle.
True.
Well, 2 of my Chorfs have tackle and diving tackle.
Yeah.
I plan on keeping elves in check.
Yeah, I think for me, Jim's a quality coach. RJ's got the team and the player pool that, above maybe the elves if they get a bit running wild because the ball centres aren't there, but he could chew through a lot of that lot. Jim's got the ability. Seston, they're the 3 if I had to pick 3. This Chaos team, they're nice. I like them, but they're not built for this pool the way they need to be in my mind. Lots of tail and not enough claw.
I like the Elf Union and I like Carrot's team.
Yeah.
I think if Carrot's team are firing on all cylinders, you're going to have a problem to beat.
Definitely. And I think
it depends on if I see dice like I did. If I have dice like I had last season, nobody's gonna be scared of me. But the exact opposite. If I see even mediocre dice, I can be a real threat to some teams.
You know what?
There's just too much kill there.
We say if a lot. If me auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle, mate. You know what I mean?
That's right.
It's the way of the game. I've set up against coaches who I shouldn't have even been on the same pitch as them, to be fair, in terms of skill, and I've come away with the result. And you're right. At the end of the day, it's a dice game. But what you do is you build your team to mitigate that, and I think yours has built very well.
But like I said, last season I thought I was built to mitigate it. I thought everything was fine, and then game one, right out the gate, I had the star player running all over my face, and it's like, okay, well, that was something I didn't expect. So, I mean, you never know what's going to come out at you. You never know when you're going to have a bad dice game. But, I did have 2 solid games last season where my team did what they were supposed to do. And
I think you're going to come out of the blocks. I think
wrecked.
you're going to come out of the blocks like you're on fire the first couple of games. I think everybody's going to start looking over the shoulder at you. I'm going to say this now, and I'm sorry, and I'll apologise to the coach if ever I speak to him. But I think the Orcs are really going to struggle in this division this season. I think I think they're going to end up at the bottom of the pile, and that's only because I think they're quite a vanilla team, and you need some sort of edge in CL, and I don't think they've got it.
There's just too many. There's enough teams in this division right now that can punish a vanilla team right now.
Yeah.
It's not because it's a vanilla team. It's just there's. You've got the Necros, you've got my team, you've got Jay Ryder's team, and all of those teams are going to punish a vanilla strength 4 team.
I think
if you took the 2 Chaos Dwarf teams out of this division and replaced them with, say, humans, I think the Orcs would do a lot better. But I think they're in a bad place at a bad time.
Yeah, I mean, if the Orcs get the claw last game in a draw, that's a massive bonus because they could be changed dynamics big time. The claw might not be there by then. I think when you look at it, I don't see anyone winning all their games. There's going to be slip-ups. It's just how many slip-ups. You look at the 4-claw Chorf team, and the Orcs are going to struggle. The Nurgle's going to struggle. The other Chorfs are going to struggle. The Necro's going to struggle. The other Chaos are going to struggle. That's 4 or 5 games there with massive struggles. The Elves will do what they do. They don't care if you play claw or not claw.
You can have as much claw as you want for as much as they care.
Yeah, even Mighty Blow, they deal with that every game because they have to. The thing that might impact more is the tackle and not being able to move as much. I got to say, Seston, Carrot, Jim as your top sort of 3. I know that's not like the 2 that I said, but at the bottom, I know he did well last season. The Chaos Tours are going to struggle, and so are the Orcs are going to struggle. That doesn't mean they can't win games, because if he does like he did last season with the inducement management, he could do really well. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, I think I think the Orc, the Nurgle, and the other Chaos Dwarf team are going to be the ones that have the highest potential to struggle this season. But, like I said, the Orc and the Nurgle aren't that bad off where they can't succeed. I just think they're in a bad position to succeed.
Yeah. They get through the division. Watch out for next season.
That's right, and that's normal for any. Each season a Nurgle makes it through a season, you're in more trouble. They roll right downhill. The Orc, like I said, if I was coming in with a 1400 fresh Orc team, I probably would have went block before the Mighty Blow. I agree with you. If you're going to farm pieces out before you come in for the 1400, you can go Mighty Blow block as long as you get that taken care of before you enter the season. Because not having block, you can just see from the play pool here, not having block on your strength 4s is going to really, really hurt you.
So here's the thing. So you played in the challenge last season with the Chaos Tour. So now your team is where you want them to be pushing for the pros. Most fresh teams are coming in with that 2-season plan. Very rare you see teams coming in, I'm wanting to compete this season. I know we've done my division, but if I go back to my Dark Elves, I've built this team to compete this season. And Elves can do that, but most teams can't.
Elves are in a better position to do that.
Yeah, the trouble is they take the casualties. They also disappear quicker because of the cost of them.
Right.
I know Berzo was saying he's going to dash, or we might have to dash. What we doing tomorrow? Just to let you know, we've done F4 IL pros. Where else are we looking? Which ones did I promise? We've done
it was whatever.
Fun and Ace. We will probably do 2 of the pro divisions. Which one are you in, Buzzo? I think we're doing War tomorrow to start off with for one of the guys.
I think you told one of the guys CPR D&D you were going to do tomorrow.
Okay. Let me just find that. Where's that? CPR D&D is a challenge, so that'll be picked up tomorrow. Probably War, I think, and another. If yours is amongst those, Berzo, then it's yours. If not, we will be Sunday to finish them off. As to how many we get in tomorrow or not, I don't know. We're looking at 2 or 3 tomorrow. Finish off on Sunday is where we're going. I think
good.
It does. Well, Carrot, thanks for joining us to review your division. Glow, thanks for stepping in while someone defrosted his pipes. Rand, thanks for starting us off. And Rand will hopefully be with us to start with tomorrow. We might have Dio on as well, who's helped us at the very beginning. And so that is the start of our Christmas season, or season 16. So thank you very much, gents, and we'll see you tomorrow for 8 o'clock. And I will upload this to YouTube. I'll stick the link in the NAF Wales YouTube account. We'll stick it straight on there, so anyone needs to catch up, they can. Good night.
Later, Tater.
Let me just shut this.